Hello there! Welcome back to another stream, and there's a few things I want to talk about before we get into actually sorting Lego. I've just seen a comment actually on a recent video. What 3D printer do I have? I have the Mini, the Bamboo Lab Mini, the small one. I wanted to get the big one, but I'd just be churning out helmets like there's no tomorrow, just printing and printing, which is crazy. I actually never thought of that until now. I could go through comments on their own live stream. I should have a day. I should have a day where I go through comments. I tend to just do it sporadically because it's easier than having a day. Hello there. Nice to see chat is full. Hello there, Calvin. Hello there, Vaughn. Hello there, Moon. Hello there, Moon. Hello there, Duckman. Hello there, all. Welcome. Never say hello there to the moderator. Hello there. Hello there. Thanks for moderating. Things in the chat, my fiance. If you haven't seen the recent Maul video that we both recorded, it's not on the channel, but if you go to the channel page on the home tab, there is like a collaborations level. So check that out. But I have an update on the Crocs. If you weren't in yesterday's stream, Lego are releasing £200 Crocs. I love Crocs. I love Lego. I love the Republic. But we're not here to talk about politics. Well, are we? Are we? Because we found out on Lego.com that the Crocs were the same in dollars as they were in pounds. I think we'll cover this right now whilst people are filing in. Even if you select the size, we could have selected like a tiny size. Size 5. Sorry for anyone with size 5 feet. Tiny size. Still £200. What's that? Women's 7. Oh, I thought we went the other way around. Okay. £200 to $200. It should be about £150 to $200, but it gets worse. It gets worse because I was talking about this with my nan and granddad earlier, and talking about how crazy these prices get, because it is insane. The same nan and granddad that got me into Lego Star Wars, that, you know, can be thanked for all of this, got me my first battle pack. Oh, right back here, this set, the Clone Walker battle pack, and and yes, crazy prices now. Even battle packs, they're not bad. They would have spent £9 on those early battle packs, and today they're only worth a tenner. So I think we're winning. I think for Lego Star Wars, battle packs are winning. If you haven't seen, actually it was I noticed it last night, but I feel like there was a video a couple days ago on the 2 for 20 and Argos in the UK. Amazon will have that soon, and usually that is most of the world. I know Europe have already been finding some cracking deals. Actually, I've just ordered another set, non-Star Wars, that I really wanted from January, 25% off, 3 weeks into the year. It's only been out for 3 weeks. That's crazy. But the Croc website now has the Lego Crocs. That's where we're getting with this, with the prices. £200, that sucks. And they only have 4 to 12, I think that was the same as Lego. No, 5 to 13. Oh, maybe Lego sizes are whack. And then women's size 7 to 15. I think Crocs is, yeah, a bit more. So even if that's 2 down, that would be 5 to 13. So they're missing 3 women's sizes and a men's size, which is odd. And they're on a wait list as well, which is crazy. Is anyone going for these? They look cool. £200 is nuts. And you do get a poly bag, nothing exclusive. All these parts are available elsewhere. Would have been nice if on the back of the 1x1 plate, which Lego do like to print, if on the back of the 1x1 plate they had the Crocs logo, okay, that piece alone is going to be worth maybe like 30 pence in the future, which is a lot for a 1x1, so that would make sense. But this is crazy. And it gets crazier. All right, you know what? I'm not even going to reveal it yet. I'm not going to reveal it. Chat, what do we think? How much do you think America, through Crocs, some of you might have already seen this, America are being charged for these clogs? Brick clogs expected February 16th, which lines up across all sites and Lego.com. How much do you think Lego are charging America. £200. I tell you what, we did it yesterday, so I'm going to help you out here. What's 200 Great British pounds to United States dollars? About 270. Usually they round down, not up. Your son has Lightning McQueen Crocs. They are my favorite Crocs. The McQueen and Mater Crocs. That's a duo you've got to have. The SpongeBob ones are pretty cool. But yeah, hard pass for a lot of people. I can understand why. $270. If you guessed anywhere around that, you were so wrong. And so was I. So was I. What? What do you mean $150? That makes no sense. They've got it backwards. This is meant to be pounds, no? No? What's $150? Let's... £110. We're nearly being charged double. You know what? Let's math it up. We're being charged 82% extra in the UK, and I'm sure that's true amongst Europe as well. I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin trying to get the other. I guess it's just United States and UK. Maybe Crocs aren't a big thing in the rest of the world. I think they are. They're just not provided through Crocs. Let's see if you can get them in France, just across the channel. Yeah, and they're €200. Again, €200, not lining up to £200. Closer to dollars, and I guess closer to pounds. 173, still a little too much. There is just no change, and then the Crocs website have them listed for cheaper in the United States. I feel like this was probably an accident, and Lego rarely get the prices wrong. I mean, they have been known to in the past. I think it is $200, and I think originally Crocs wanted it to be cheaper, $150, something like that. The ads on the channel have been weird recently. I've seen a few split screen ads. It's good. I like that on YouTube. They could get rid of the AI generated ads though. Real talk for a second. Get those out of here. I don't usually accept personalized ads, but just because of some of the AI generated ads on YouTube, my channel's Google account has accepted personalized ads just so I can start blocking any company that uses AI. If they're using AI, they're not putting effort into their project, are they? They're really not. I mean, Lego got caught up with Ninjago, but they did, as far as I'm aware, fix that. Mercedes, on the other hand, don't know if that got resolved. Anyway, we're here to be breaking down sets. I had this coin. We'll get into that in a minute. I haven't cleared my desk because I feel like that's kind of what today is about. Any bits that are just hanging around, like this May 4th gift with purchase. Do I need this built? It's going to take a couple seconds to rebuild in May. Maybe this one escapes. But this Christmas diorama, I want to rebuild this next year. So I'm going to pop the minifigures off, and I might just break this down into a bag, because I don't even know if I'd include the Christmas decorations. I can do better next year, right? Not that Lego haven't done well, but I think the Falcon build for this, the base Falcon build, is a really nice build. Yeah, the table can go. Maybe we should keep... No, you know what? If we want to add a table, we'd probably increase the size of that one back there. And same with the wire over top here. I think I'm going to break it down to this, as basic as I can. And then we have a base of the Falcon. That's good for any mocks. I might even straight up keep this one built, but I don't know where to put Christmas minifigures, because I now have too many to stack on my display, which I haven't even mentioned this. Giant LED display in the background. What are we thinking? I like it so much. Better than behind the monitors, because now you can see them. And because I don't have a million minifigures staring at me whenever I look over the camera, it's feeling a bit big. I feel like I need to push my desk right up against that wall, because it's just too much space. Too much space. Maybe I can hang like another poster behind there, or squeeze something so it doesn't seem too empty. It's just half a white wall. and then a few little bits. Maybe even get a few little shelves for like some of the little bits on top, but I quite like that. Not bad. Let's save the battery. Of course, rechargeable batteries still. So we're not actually saving much. We're not saving much by turning it off. Let's turn it back on. If only they plugged into the wall. There's an outlet, there's a plug just down there. And if they plugged into a wall, I feel like that would be best. Like, including the batteries, sometimes you don't want to plug it into a wall. But it would be easier to turn on and off. Still can't believe about the Crocs. That's too much money. And with the leaks for Pokemon, that's something else. I've seen the cheapest Pokemon set over the summer, not including Smart Bricks and Smart Play, because they're going to be a bit more expensive. The cheapest set is more expensive than Eevee. I think it's rumored to be $60, which is like a £55 set. We need some cheap sets in Pokemon. There are still kids that are interested in this. Adults might be welcome, and I'm sure most of us are considered adults on these streams, but let's not forget the main reason most of us enjoy Lego is because we had a set or two that we remember from our childhood, or even just played with a lot of it when we were young. And if Lego cut off that market, that's a quick way to kill the brand. Just, yeah, you know what? We won't bring in any kid stuff for Pokemon. It's so easy to do. Just like a 30 quid set. It doesn't have to be £10. That's asking for too much without minifigures. Because there's a few smaller creator 3-in-1s. But just like a £30 set. Eevee could have been a £30 set. They went bigger. And they're actually turning out more expensive than Star Wars. I never thought I'd say that. Not with how expensive Pokemon already is. They can get away with being more money, but expensive. I don't know how Lego do it. I really don't. I don't think there's been any more rumours for the summer, because we just had a load of the Star Wars sets. Those Star Wars sets we were talking about, turns out they're just rumours. No surprise there. People have been panicking because someone come out and said that they're for next year instead. Which, I mean, a rumour's a rumour. It's not guaranteed. Maybe it's delayed. Maybe it was never coming out in the first place. But I think switching it up doesn't help. A set can be rumoured. If there's no date, don't give it a date. Don't keep switching it up. Make people lose hope and all. We don't want that. Not with Star Wars. Ooh. Right, I think I've got a food bag. I think I got a food bag in one of the drawers. A lot of red studs though. Don't remember. I guess that's something I can change next year. Instead of studs, use some red flowers. They're meant to be hollies, so red berries, but flowers will work. Maybe green flowers with a little red bar through them. It can be hard to do, especially to show the red bar through. Or cherries. Cherries would work. If I get a few cherries to put through the hole in the leaves, that would work too. Shame I didn't think about this at Christmas. Did say about keeping this and doing like an Easter falcon. Which there is the Easter wreath coming out. There's a few wreaths now. We've had the Christmas wreath, started it off. Then last year, so Christmas wreath was 2024. And then... oh, some of these holiday figures are custom. If you haven't watched the video, definitely check it out. If you wonder why there's a few you don't recognize and a few head swaps in there. The only two that aren't officially Lego, though, are these two. The rest, including Yoda, including the Stormtrooper, and there's another one. What was the other one? 1, 2. These two haven't been sold. Vader, there was a Chewbacca. Chewbacca just had a Santa hat. We did give Chewie a Santa hat before the stripe. Maybe I should bring back the Santa hat. Can't believe that's gone. And What was the other one? I can't remember. Yoda. Oh, Vader, they did actually give us a minifigure for that one. Okay, that's why I can't think of it. It was Darth Vader. Can't lose that. Did I? Oh no, I have. I have lost it. Okay, I'll sort that out when we need it next. Can't forget about Grogu as well. And Han. Han in the seat. How did I miss that? It's a great seat. I really like this little side build to the Falcon. Just giving us a little bit more to work with. But it's really closed in that right-hand side. And maybe that's not what Lego wanted. They wanted it to be a bit more open. But when you've got that 90-degree in there, I think having an angled wall really opens the space out. Otherwise, you sort of cut it off where the plate ends. That's cool. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep this built. Don't know where I'm going to put it. Definitely not behind me. No space back there. But we'll work it into a mock, or what I'll end up doing is probably parting it out into a bag. But whilst we don't need to part it out, I have so much more Lego to part out. Let's see if we can bring some order to these. So we got Clone Wars sequel, Clone Wars OT. I think Chewie. Nah, Chewie's original trilogy. Oh, you know what? Chewie R2-3PO, I'm gonna class as sequel characters. Otherwise, there's just no one else. Oh, same with Yoda. Yoda could be a mix of both. So there we go. And Mando is sequel after the original trilogy. I never included the original Mando minifigure because it's just not Christmassy enough. I get that weapons are their religion. Is armor their religion too? Is that how the Mandalorians work? Does armor count as their religion? If so, Lego's being religionist by leaving out those arms, I think. Lego is religionist. They didn't give Mando his Amban sniper rifle in the latest Mandalorian and Grogu speeder bike. Can't believe it. Oh. This just in. Funny story actually with religion, because in school, hello there Thornston. In school we got to pick our religion to study, and I chose Jediism because I went to school during that period around 2010, and me and a friend picked Jediism to study in school, which meant every single week on a Wednesday we got an hour of Star Wars education, which was awesome. Hello there, Darkstar. Welcome. Let's see if we've got some more of these tubs. There's one. I only have a few empty ones laying around. I'm gonna need more than this though. Start sorting out these grey ones. Yeah, I got to study Jediism, and it still applied to the lesson because the school I went to was actually really good in terms of religion. I say that like I've had any bad experiences with it. I haven't. But they applied everything to every different religion. So you'd learn about, is there like afterlives, for instance. Not all religions have them, but we were doing something about afterlives, and we got to study aspects of the Force Ghosts. And this was before the sequels. This was before like anything else. So we got the deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith where Qui-Gon speaks to Yoda. We got Qui-Gon's appearance in the Clone Wars, and we had the Force Ghosts in Return of the Jedi and the novelization, and that was all we had to go of, and had to like tie it into the different lessons. We couldn't just watch Star Wars, you know. We we had to bring in the knowledge of it and then apply it to the lessons. So basically our homework was to watch Star Wars. And sometimes I think about it and I'm like, maybe that's why I know as much as I do about Star Wars, because, you know, I was required to. It was homework. It was homework to, well, what about this with Force Ghosts? I had to know that for the next lesson. It was awesome. What was it? Mr. Kendall. Shout out Mr. Kendall, who run the class, who really got into it. I don't know if he was a Star Wars fan or not. I don't think he was. But got really into it. Left after us. So, you know, he's not at the school now. I'm not doxing myself on here. Yeah, I think that made religious studies quite fun, because I also went to, before that I went to a school that hadn't really pushed religion or anything. As far as I don't remember anything being really religious. There were the odd like events and that, but none that I really paid attention to, honestly. That was probably it. So I was aware of different religions, but then being able to shine a light through Star Wars. And for me, it was also a point of understanding, like, oh, so that's why people believe in what they believe, because, you know, they believe at the end of the day there will be, maybe not Force Ghosts, you know, that's sci-fi, that is really on the boundaries. Jediism was only an official religion for 9 years, I think. Didn't even make the full decade. And then I do think the fact that Jediism was a real religion is kind of poking fun at other religions. Like, it's probably not the best if you actually believe in something and then you got a group of kids going, oh yeah, we're going to be Force Ghosts, you know? It's probably not the best, but it helped me understand different religions in terms of beliefs, because obviously the Jedi had their goods, their bads, and historically you can line that up with a bunch of the common religions. Hello there, Mark. Hello there, Powernet. 327th reskin incoming. Oh, could you imagine if Lego make minifigures exclusive now, like with the 322nd? I've been getting my numbers mixed up recently. But the 327th are the Ahsoka Clone Legion, right? No, is that Legion? 332nd. Something like that. Is that Legion, or is it a... Oh yeah, it is a Legion under the 501st Battalion. 327th are the yellow ones, yes. They are... Oh look, I got the desk cam. They're these ones. Yeah, that... I think they probably would keep the minifigures exclusive to that set, because we didn't get any in the MTT. It'd be interesting to see otherwise. Let's get some of these greys. I might need a bigger tub for these dark grey ones. I didn't think of that. There's a $45 ATRT with 250 pieces in May. Ooh. Oh, that would be interesting, because right now the 327th, the current ATRT, can't call it old just yet, is 20 quid. It's, well, last I checked it was 20 quid on Amazon, and Smiths have just increased the price the last couple of weeks. It's now back up to like 27 as an average, but over Christmas, yeah, it was rocking 20 quid all over the place. And that's the same as 2 battle packs right now, 2 for 20. 2 of the new Mandos, which I don't regret buying them early. I know I said I probably would, and at the time of picking them up, there was a part of me that was like, oh, you should have waited and you could have picked up nearly double the amount of battle packs. But now that I've got 2 of each of the battle packs, because yes, don't rush your dinner, enjoy it, sit back. I'll still be here in like an hour, don't worry about it. Don't want anyone choking because they rushed to a Master Mouldie stream. Let's not have any casualties today. But 2 battle packs meant I could make a custom rook cast and a custom Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is where there? Oh yeah, there, bang on there. And you can't see it. I don't know why I pointed out. I could have just gone there, but it would have been as close as I could. But now that I've got those characters and I've got a duplicate that is unnamed, I kind of don't want any more Mandos. Like, if I get them, I'd love it. And if I do get around to building a Mandalore mock, I'd have to have probably a few more than one of each. But I also think if I were to build a mock, I'd probably want different Mandos. I'd have some like broken armor pieces and would end up decaling half the figs anyway. Which is then easy because if I decal the figs, maybe some of them are arrested, helmets off, and then I can just decal over other Mandos. And I don't need to house them. That's the big thing. Trying to house all the minifigures. Because underneath the I'm gonna probably do a little bit. There's something I want to switch up about that, so that's going to be in a video when I've got the time. And the frame underneath, the clone wall as it was known, has a few non-clone minifigures like these 4 or 5 generations of Praetorians, and I'm kind of turning it into an army wall. So Mandos, I did have 1 or 2 of these little spaces. That one's empty in the middle because I took my Mandos off it. Actually, no, that wasn't the Mando one. It was, no, the Mando one was this one, and I replaced all the Mandos on the back with different variants of Boba Fett. There are so many Boba Fetts on the back there. But I took off a few figures that are more army, like General Veers never made it into the Empire Strikes Back 12 fig collection. I tried to CMF them all off as well. Any movie, any show can be broken down into 12 important figures and a few army builders, and like different costumes. Maybe you don't need X-Wing Luke in every appearance. And I'm going to move all the armies off to the hexagon display, and that will free up so much space, because even that box of clones that I never got around to painting, it's just awkward to place. I think yeah, it's here. It's here at the minute, just on the side with all the clones in. There we go. Well, most of the clones. And then on the bottom of the Imperials, I'm not going to show that off on the main cam. You can go find the video for that. That was awesome making it, and it is cool if you've got the space to fit a really long box. But what I might use that for is like an overspill. There are so many named Clone Wars troopers that you can make using regular minifigures. I've started making a few. This morning I started making a few, because even though I'm not working on a video, you know, I can't do nothing Lego all day. That's just not how I function. I have to touch Lego at some point. That's what these streams are at the end of the day, just so I can just mess around. I'm not actually sorting anything. I'm actually just piling these up. End of the day, I'll just pile them all back in, ready to sort next week. Hello there, Owen. Yes, West Ham, 3rd win today. Come on, you Irons. Yeah, I've kind of been pushed away from football recently. Not stopping support or anything. I don't think I'd ever not support West Ham, because supporting West Ham, it's where, well, actually, it's where I was born, grew up nearby, and I did support a different team. For one season, I was like, why am I supporting West Ham just because it's where I was born? You know, is that the sort of supporter I am? Oh yeah, convenience almost. And then I supported a different club for the season. I was like, no, I'm going back to West Ham. do not enjoy this. It's also daunting as well, because like you don't know anything about the club. You've been on one side of it, and it's like, no, I actually enjoy watching West Ham play. No problem. May the bricks be with you, Mark. And Oh, we're definitely going to need a bigger tub for those. And yeah, football it's in an awkward spot. I think once they sort out whatever they're doing with the rules and regulations, then I'll probably be a bit more into it. I check the results from time to time. If I can catch the highlights, I do that. Oh, and if they're on TV, you know, I'll watch most of the time, I want to say. But they're not really on TV. Anyway, end of the football talk. 3 wins recently after a long losing streak. So really happy about that. And hopefully that means we're turning around some. Could you imagine if like every 5 games we lost, we just sacked a manager? That you'd never have a manager consistently. There's none of this. Growing up with football, we used to say, oh, you know what, the first season, we'll forgive them. That's like a warming up season. They'll get used to it. And then second season is when they get scrutinized a bit more. Nowadays, it's like 3 months. Nope, no good results, not any higher, you're out. And so many clubs, I think Wolves have just rehired a coach that they've sacked twice over the past couple of years. That was crazy to see because they're running out of other people to go to. They just end up hiring the same people. And unless there's some like money laundering scandal that's about to be uncovered, I really don't know what's going on. Anyway, Lego's got enough money problems. Let's not introduce them elsewhere. I think that's the problem of everything, money. If Lego was free, houses would be a lot more expensive. We'd have to build, well, saying that, we could just build our own house. If I just every week was like, oh yeah, Lego, we need 1 million more of those bricks, and then just stream building an actual house. Project and a half. But space is not free, so I don't think I'd be doing that. As long as space costs. Unless you have a garden big enough. Do you need planning permission to build a Lego house? We're not talking modular bricks. We're talking full-on Lego house. Live-in, James May-sized Lego house. You've got to need planning permission for that. But where do you draw the line? Because I can tell you, when we had Taylortown, I did not get planning permission for that. I didn't need it. I have to say that. I didn't need planning permission. But that street could have been as long as the street I'm on. And I was not getting planning permission for it, as long as it's in the house. But where does the line get drawn? What if I had a whole city? Or what if I had a network of cities around the garden? What if I created my own little Legoland in the garden? You know, the mini-land, mini-land at Legoland. That's the one. Would I need planning permission for that? I've seen that old video of the Lego train going around the garden, and they've built like bridges across the pool. I'm sure most of you have seen that. That was cool. The 3 of them together was that was good. That was crazy sometimes, but no matter what they were on, that was funny. So I haven't watched the last few of those. Yeah, that's a good point. When do I start charging for it as well? Because you'd have to start charging. Didn't mean to throw that. You'd have to start charging before you need planning permission. But where are the lines? I think, well, the thing is, because I've got the channel, I don't think I'd ever charge to see any of the Lego. Like, at worst, it would be at a convention and you'd have to pay to enter the convention, maybe. That would be cool. But I'd never, like, charge people to take a look, because I can just record a video and show you some better angles that you're not going to have to fight off crowds for. Right, I didn't think of getting these last few bits out. Might have to pick those. Yeah, the ads pay for it. Make the ads pay. Make the ads pay, not the viewers. That's my motto. We're going to have enough space for these grey tiles, which is surprising. I thought we had a lot more. But what I'll do is I'll swap out the dark grey big ones for, well, actually, will we have enough space? It's going to cut it close. I will swap out the dark grey big ones for the light grey. We have a considerable fewer amount of those. And I might need 2 big ones for the big dark grey. 2 of the big tubs. Well, actually, I could get 1 of the really big tubs that we printed last week. Handy having those. Be fun finding all the 1x1 greys that we need for a mock in a few weeks' time, having just pulled them loose in here. Maybe I should ziplock a few of the smaller pieces. But that's like half the fun of building. Even sorted Lego. You can't just have one pot of one brick. Makes it too easy, too streamlined. We want the sorting out and finding that one element at the bottom of the barrel. We like that. Hey. A lot of 1x1s in dark bluish grey. I've also found the good thing, I mean, these were sorted recently, so there's no dust or the odd little bit in these. But when you're resorting parts, I do find that it's a good way to clean them and get any like loose bricks out. Sort this out into where it should go. And then maybe, oh, that's a lot. That's definitely needing 2 tubs. And maybe what I can do with those is put them back in the big one for now. And hope that these fit. Oh look, they're like not even half the size. There we go. Not even half the size. That's amazing. That's slightly problematic. And also at the minute, oh no, these can all fit in the same drawer. Nice. Thought I was going to have to split them up. What else have we got to sort? What else is on the desk? We've got a few more tiles. I feel like none of this is enough to warrant getting the drawers out. We've also got the parts from Cobb Vamp Speeder as well, just out of sight. Kind of want to keep the battle pack built for now. So I have these ships. What can I do? Do I keep these built? The little X-Wing, the little TIE Fighter. These are from the May 4th Make and Take. No, not May 4th. The Death Star. The Death Star promotional Make and Take. And then we have the little Vader ship that we built with Vader's masks. That one's quite cool. Maybe I'll keep that with the big Vader ship. That's like the parent Vader ship and the baby Vader ship. Maybe we can incorporate that into a certain mark. But these are easy builds. If I need these, I might as well just rebuild them. Black, dark red and brown bricks are the worst at breaking easily. Even if dusted properly, honestly, they are a pain working with. I've had dark red minifigure parts break. I've had none expensive. Just like arms and hands and legs. I've had a lot of brown break. When working on that brown STAP, the giant one, I'm so happy we added some rainbow flare to it. Otherwise, half of those pieces would just be disintegrated. They were breaking left, right, and center. You couldn't stop those ones breaking. And I've seen Minifigure Jez is starting a new upscaled build of a reddish brown treasure chest. Good luck. They are the most fragile pieces, especially the older parts, which are cheaper to source. And it's costing like hundreds of pounds, this project. And if you were to buy them through Lego, the pieces that do exist, gonna cost you like double that. At least you get free delivery and you wouldn't get taxed because you'd be spending over £11. Not a Jedi, you're a Sith. Jedi or Sith? You know what? Let's run a poll. What are we? How many, oh, that's not a poll. How many Jedi, how many Sith are in the stream? Jedi. Think of the Gollum Hobbits. Hobbitses. Which are you, Jedi or Sith? If I had to vote, I'd have to go Jedi. I think Jedi tend to live longer than Sith. No problem. Yeah, Jedi have longer lifespans, happier lives. Yeah, I'd say happier lives. I mean, they wouldn't be like collecting Lego because attachment and all that, but you could say the attachment is encouraged. Perhaps. Oh yeah, I forgot about Kurt as well. Oh, wow. Today's video, is that today's video? Doing well? Love to see it. And just closing down some tabs and making sure the stream runs smoothly. What are we doing with these figures? I don't know. I think we put them to the side for now. Do we need a stud? Yes. Need about a 2/3 stud. But that looks like it's on. Didn't Kenobi have a chef's hat? No, Kenobi had a chef's hat when he was taking Poe's jumper. And we should get... I needed brown hands for someone. Who did I need brown hands for? It's alright if the arms... No, it's not alright if the arms crack. I tell you what, no. Don't crack. Stay as you are. Oh. Might as well get some fleshy hands because I thought I had more of those. I don't think I have as much as I was confident in having, but a lot of yellow. Jedi must learn to control their gasp. We gasp in horror. Oh, I see. One or two. Ahsoka is a grey Jedi. Oh yeah, what is Ahsoka? Citizen. Ahsoka is modern day Ahsoka is just a citizen, just helping out. White sabers, not Jedi, not Sith. Yeah, I like the idea of a grey Jedi. I think a grey Jedi is more so Luke, because the Jedi were raised to sort of ignore their darkness, whereas Luke confronts it. Anakin, you could say at the end, had confronted his dark. I think Anakin can wear gloves because of Vader's suit. All the other hands are golden, literally for 3PO. Oh, was it golden arms as well? Let's not be robbing arms off these guys. We'll keep those as pure as we can. Voted wrong on the poll. You can change your mind until it's called. I can't remember how the other poll ended. The other day we ran a poll and I forgot to call it before the end of the stream, but I do have the results, so let me get those up. I made sure to take a screenshot because I was not remembering. Here we go. What was the poll? Oh, cat or dog. It turns out 78% of people voted for dog and 22% for cat. So we are a majority dog-friendly stream. Doesn't mean cats aren't welcome, just means dogs are more welcome. Like Animal Farm. All animals are equal, some are more equal than others. Been a while since I read that though. It's like the only bit I remember. And I think that's on the front page, that's on the cover of the book. Like not even the front page inside. That's on the outside front page. This is... I might get the tub so we can crack these straight in. Same with like... Oh, these little parts we could drop in. I think they're the same. No, they're a bag. And then the colourful studs. Bum, bum, bum. It only takes once. What? It's one vote and you're done. Oh, I thought you could change. I thought this was like the community post. You could change your answer. I didn't realize how important these posts are. Just one. Once you've made up your mind, I think that's fair. Unlucky if you're a Jedi voting Sith. Actually, I think it'd be more unlucky if you're a Sith voting Jedi. You can't change it. Yeah, I think that's true. Dogs are preferred, and cat people like both. Potato, potato. I'd argue that there's only about half prefer dogs over cats, and then the other half are 50-50. Double the cat percentage. Almost half, 44%. Don't mind. And I didn't give an option for none, so even if you don't like dogs, I guess you prefer dogs over cats. This is the way. But also got to break down the gingerbread BD unit as well. Although that looks good. That does look good. Maybe I'll recolor that into a smaller BD unit. If the blue BD 72, shows up in the Mando movie, which could do, I do think we'll see Pelimotto. Don't see why not. Kind of expecting it at this point. Just got a fish for a melee weapon in Tiny Tina. Reminds me of the zombie arm. Was that Borderlands 3 or was that COD back in the day, the zombie arm? That was weird. Weird, wacky. Good weird, but still weird. Oh, this tray. This tray is the extra 8080 parts as well. Because I was going to rebuild this next year. I think I can source the parts if I need to. These would be better used in my collection elsewhere. And there's also some really nice dark orange pieces if I want to get around to building a Geonosis mock. And these leg joints are still for the 8080, so we'll clear the pins as well. Let's whack these away. Please don't drop the studs. That's literally the worst tub I could drop. Any 1x1s, especially studs, the round ones, they bounce everywhere. Got some jumpers. We'll see how many more of these we have. If we can start piling, then it'll be easier to put away later. Slopes, neck brackets are the awkward ones. And minifigures, I might take a minute to sort out minifigures. So we need to find out where we're putting these. 15? I guess there's 2 custom ones and I could whack my Christmas sweater with that. Kind of want to keep that with the rest on the monitor. There we are. I haven't seen too many people talking about Maul. Not since the trailer come out. I mean, I'm not really in the loop of Star Wars, but given the fact there's a lot of people talking about the next trilogies, there's not a lot of people talking about Maul. What was the trilogy? About how someone is confirmed. I think there was like an interview, and it's being running with. Oh yeah, Star Wars redoing the sequels. Star Wars Episode 7 will be redone with George Lucas's idea. Yeah, you get a load of that. But nothing actually happening with Star Wars. After Maul, they're taking it slow. And I just hope they explode with a bunch more ideas, because there's still so many projects that we are... 20 years of the Clone Wars, ain't that been and gone? That was years ago. 20 years of the Clone Wars was like 3 years ago. What? Celebrate Lucasfilm Animation's 20th anniversary. Oh. That's cool. Is that... That's the side of a clone helmet and the front of a clone helmet merged together. Oh, wow. This is cool. Look at that. Celebrate Lucasfilm Animation's 20th anniversary with this Who's Who poster. Is it a Who's Who poster? It's numbered. It's a Who's Who poster. I was going to say a Who's Who's poster should have Who's Who. We should find out who's who. Who's the smallest? I see that arm and that hand. And just the arm and the hand. Okay. 20 years of Lucasfilm animation. We're not going to go through all of the characters, but you can see there's some Resistance characters, Clone Wars characters, there's some Rebels characters. There isn't any Young Jedi Adventure. Wait, who's this? 163. It's not interactive, so we have to scroll and find it ourselves. 163 Killer. What's Killer from? It's the only one without a link. Hold on. Is that gonna be like that's like a very short stormtrooper? Killer. Who's Killer? If I put Star Wars Killer, it's just gonna come up with Anakin Order 66, isn't it? Oh, it comes up with Star Killer. Oh. Killer was a clone trooper pilot who served Obi-Wan Kenobi during Clone Wars. One of several pilots used a clone Z95 starfighter, but that's not a clone pilot. Like that's not this, is it? It's a different helmet. That's a stormtrooper. Huh. Oh yeah, I guess you've got like Bad Batch. This is the clone from Bad Batch. What other animated shows have we got? Any Towels characters? Just a stormtrooper. 48. Oh, the droid from Rebels. See, there's a load of characters that show up in Towels, but there's not a lot of characters that are like locked to Towels. Different Clone Wars seasons all throughout. AZ! They have the full name. Do they have AZ's government name? 68. AZ3. No, that's not the AZ that we know. We want the AZ with a few more numbers behind it. Prince Lee Char. 105, some sort of Dathomirian with those green gluey eyes. Yeah, no Towels characters or animated characters, like designs. No Tales of the Jedi Underworld designs. Maybe that's not Lucasfilm animation. I'm forgetting about that. No Young Jedi. I'm pretty sure that was Lucasfilm animation. No Firehawk in the sky. Nothing. Oh, there's the dagger from Bad Batch. Thrawn's Chimera. 85. Oh, that's the Outrider, it looks like. We'll take one last look at this. 85. What's the official name? Sato's Hammer? What? Sato's Hammer. That's from Rebels. I didn't think that looked like the Outrider, though. Okay. Massive delta up there. Look how big it is behind the Venator. Terrifying. Anyway. 20 years of Lucasfilm animation. Is that it that they've done? No, there is drawing from Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, the Tales of anthology series, and Resistance. Even Strange Magic and Star Wars Detours, unaired but never forgotten. I guess that was it that Lucasfilm did. I didn't realize they weren't behind Young Jedi Adventures. So Killer is from Star Wars Detours. That's this trooper down here. Huh. Wow. Yeah, Detours, maybe it's a good thing that they haven't aired and you can't find them anywhere. There's like 5 DVDs somewhere out in the world, and that's it. I'm going to leave this up, see how many other characters we can spot. Apparently, there are Tales of the Jedi characters. Tales of Anthology, sorry, not Tales of the Jedi. We're looking for Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Underworld, and Tales of the Empire. So if you can find any of those, let me know. I don't think it points out any at all. Oh yeah, there's new graphic novels as well. They're interesting. Going behind, one of the comics is Han and Chewie on an adventure, And then the other one is Luke with his friends in Beggar's Canyon, finally finding out what went down in Beggar's Canyon. The art style is amazing. It's not anime, but it's proper comic art style. Of course it's not anime. They're pictures in a book. It's not animated. But you know what I mean. A lot of the recent Star Wars comics have either been, as they have always been, which is a bit more realistic than this, or quite animated, as you'd expect to see with some of the audiences for them. Oh, more brackets and more 2x2s. Good thing I didn't start putting them away. Bendu is from Rebels. Bendu should show up more. We need more Bendu. There is a 332nd clone trooper. Oh yeah, I see him, number 30. I'm not going to point them out. I'll let the rest of you triumph. Oh, you probably already found them. Probably found them before I did. Is a Sarge Ventress? No, that's not the Tao's costume. That's early on Clone Wars, I think, isn't it? Oh wait, we can't just resume. I need to zoom in on the webpage. Yeah, I can't see any Tao's exclusive art styles, not just characters. Any art styles, because everyone got a different look. There was a younger Ahsoka. The Ahsoka that pops up isn't a young Ahsoka, so that's was there, what was Tao's? A young Ahsoka training, and then I forget the third. So, oh no, it was afterwards. It was Jump Forward. Yeah, we spoke about that when we spoke about Maul briefly yesterday. But no, so Ahsoka had the Jedi episodes. We had Bendu is scary. Bendu is. The introduction doesn't help as well. I get where they were going with the character. I don't get where they were going with the character. I kind of get where they were going with the character. But like, not really. You know when something will happen and you'll be like, oh, I kind of understand it. But then someone will ask you to explain it and you'll go, it just is. Like you don't actually know enough to explain it, but you kind of, like, you understand it, you can't explain it. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, Bendu was terrifying. Kanan Jarrus, you will not become a Force ghost if you don't listen to me. Pretty sure that's what he was saying. I mean, I summed it up a bit too much. That's like an AI summary where it just completely takes the meat out of the paragraph and just rephrases it its own way. The front and center character is the Phase 1 clone, as he's the most recognized from the Clone Wars. I genuinely think that, I mean, look at the helmet. The 20 design here. Oh. The 20 design here is a clone helmet looking to the left and then a clone helmet head on. That's perfect. I might need to add this to my brick collection with all the anniversary bricks. That'd be a cool display. If Lego Brick built this logo, I mean, it's 20 years. It's only going to be 20 years for so long. Maybe they don't build the years. Maybe they just build like the clone helmet on the side, the clone helmet forward, market it as 20 years. No, they could do this because it's only going to be sold for like a year or two. So they sell it for a year. I'd be interested. More than a generic Star Wars logo, you know? They could even whack in a Phase 1 clone trooper. It's been a while since we've seen any of those. We could do with a Phase 1 clone or 2, or 3, or 4 battle pack. Maybe. The 20 is the reason you need to find the image so you can crop it. This is on StarWars.com. So if you search, into any browser, StarWars.com/news. It's one of the only websites I memorize off by heart because whenever something Star Wars happens, instantly starwars.com/news. And then this will be one of the recent articles, unless you're watching this back, in which case, probably not one of the recent articles. I think there's only been, so far in 2026, there's only been 5, 6 articles, maybe a few more today. But they don't post too much, so maybe 2026 you're all right. You come back after that, no chance. No chance. This is gone. This has been and gone at that point. Hopefully someone else cropped it. All right, white tiles go together. Go together. These slopes pair up. Oh, teacup. Teacup, which is interesting, right? Because this teacup element, this teacup piece right here, you can see so clearly, is in so many sets. I think I got a ton of these from the Friend sets. So the Central Perk come with a few, and probably like Build a Mini early on. But the new Ninjago sets don't use this teacup element. Instead, they come with a nipple tile. We had some out earlier, and they flip it upside down. Okay, it seems a bit extra. I don't know why they don't come with a teacup. It's the display stand that comes with a bunch of figures. It's the minifigure set. Because unlike Star Wars, Ninjago minifigures do sell pretty well before the aftermarket. But they don't include the teacups. And if Lego had a quality control, let's face it, Lego don't have a quality control. There's a quality control in terms of the bricks they produce and how they make it. I don't think too many people are looking over these sets, because someone would have seen that and gone, oh, we do have an element. And I'm not saying they would have changed it. The designers might have a reason why they've gone with that specific element rather than an actual teacup, which they use in the show. A lot of the teacups, some of them are handleless. Maybe it is because they didn't want a handle on the side of the cup, but then how's a minifigure going to hold it? That's crazy. Head scratcher for sure. They would have specified it in the specifications. Notice the round elements used in place of the teacups for this, for that, or at least they need to come out and say more. We need to get Lego designer videos where they can talk about it, because it's so good when they bring them on the live streams and the designers of the set can chat about the set. They look like they're having fun. So we need more content like that. Lego needs a YouTube account. Then no one would need to review a set. If the designers, actually, hot take, if the designers reviewed their own sets, no one would need to review a Lego set, and everyone in the Lego community, sure, there will still be people giving their opinion. Like, we could just watch through them all on stream as well. How fun would that be? Listening to all the designers. Then it goes from, this sucks, this is weird, this is awkward, to, oh, I completely get why they did that. This makes sense. I'd do it differently. You know, I think that's a more constructive conversation. But that would require Lego designers to put in more hours and probably not get paid anymore. Lego are using that money to... Lego are using YouTube profits to pay for Brickout. That's the next one. Once Bricklink sinks, they're going to move on to the next platform, the next biggest. And then the next biggest. And then the next biggest. Until they own all the bricks. Lego aren't even stopping at bricks. They're going after cement and clay and world domination and... Lego's just some crazed enterprise in my eyes. Going for world domination. You thought the Death Star was a fun set. Little did you know, another one was created in Billund. One bigger than them all. Anyway, let's get back to chat. Let's come back to Earth. How do I find the image? Yeah, so that's starwars.com/news if anyone wants this. You know what? StarWars.com/news/every-star-wars-character-Lucasfilm-animation-poster. And if you don't want to type all of that out into Google, I'll throw it in chat for you. There you go. Live chat is on. It's been disabled, I think, for a few of the recent Batman streams, and they haven't been claimed. Well, no, the first two did. The last one wasn't claimed, but the chats are in and out. And I don't know what it's about. I don't know. Maybe for Lego Batman games, you just can't have chat running. Let's put some of these away. Very odd indeed. I'm not here to question that. Have the display case in the background. It's solid. I picked up £30 from Smith's in the UK. They're now £35, but at Christmas they went down to, it wasn't quite 25. I think it was like £27. So if they go down again, I wanted another one next to it, but with the new way I've got these stands, I can't fit another one. So I'm going to build the wall up, and I don't know if I should get one for where it used to be. Or like I said, I don't need one. I was going to get one for my clone army, but I might just pair them up on here and have some unique minifigures. It's an awesome birthday gift. That is, especially if they've stocked it with minifigures. Imagine getting one of these. All right, unrealistic expectations here. Imagine getting one of these, but they've just filled it full of like 501st figs. Top row, 501st figs. Second row, regular battle droids. Third row, 212 figs. Fourth row, B2s, but we have like 2 chunks B2s, 1 chunk B2s with the rocket arm, 1 chunk commandos, and 1 chunk like aqua droids. Does anyone have custom aqua droids? I don't think they exist, but if they did, and then at the bottom, I kind of want to go with more droids. I feel like droids should outnumber the clones. We'll say some regular phase 1, some Coruscant Guard, and then 3 chunks of Geonosis droids. That would be awesome. All phase 1 as well. All phase 1, no, half phase 1. No, 2/3 phase 1 to sweeten the deal. That'd go crazy. Just one stack. Each of these units fits 16 minifigures. So times that by 25. That's a lot of minifigures. Crazy amount. That would even satisfy the mighty appetite of the great Jabba the Hutt, dare I say. Jabba the Hutt. Do you think Jabba the Hutt collects minifigures? Or do you think Jabba's collecting more like carcasses at this point, like actual people? I know Jabba has his menagerie, which is also the name of his Rancor menagerie. Little confusion there. I think it is from like an old Return of the Jedi book. The Rancor's named menagerie and is part of a larger menagerie, meaning a collection of animals. I think it was Jabba's Rancor. I'm trying to think any other animals that show up before Jabba's Rancor. There's a handful, but not many as in the limelight. Oh, jumpers. Jumpers. Can't remember where these slopes go. What are we gonna do with these bricks? Maybe we whack them on the tray. I can always 3D print another container tomorrow. Get some out of the way for now. I want these to fit in a longer one, but I might just do 2 regular ones. Because if I do these in a longer one, I'd have to do another longer one and find something to fit. And I already have 4, maybe 6 of the longer. Did I print another 2? I might have another 2 already. If I have another 2, I'll use those. If not, I'll just split these into 2x4s, and then I'll put the others in one. I think 2x2s are smaller. Probably don't have as many of those. Probably got them off Pick and Build. Let's play. If I get the Star Wars logo set, make it into the 20 from this image. Yes. That actually, if I ever get the Star Wars Lego set, and it'd have to be on a good deal, because even a month of it being out, it was down to 40 quid. And I think that's slowly crept up to like 45 as people have been buying it more. but it'd have to be over half price. And if I did pick it up, straight away build in the Clone Wars. You only have to change Star into Clone. And I think having these helmets on top, of the Clone Wars logo, that would be amazing. Are we not all the way up? How do we... Oh, there are a few ships at top. What if we zoom out one? Oh, we might be on something here. Oh, one little bit more. Oh, what if we... Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. We could have opened it in a new tab. Didn't think of that. But now I kind of want to zoom in. Darth Bane, missed that. Missed that. Here's a closer look. Oh, look! 118. Still, though, nothing from Tow's. So I don't know where they found that. They're like, oh yeah, put all your characters into one giant board and just never bothered to check it. They're like, oh yeah, can you find the characters from the Tow's anthology? We're still looking. We're still looking. Let's scroll down. See if we can spot anyone. Let's add these to the pile. Slopes, 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 slopes. Rounded plates. We have some more of those in black. It's the only thing. I don't want to be back and forth to drawers. Get rid of the ones that are local then. Anyone have any rare favorite Clone Wars characters or animated characters that might not be on this list? Because there's definitely some popular characters that aren't here. But I feel like looking at them, even from Rebels, they did a good job at getting a load of the different animated characters. Except for the anthology series of Tow's. Oh, wait. No, technically, we got Yaddle. Yaddle played a big part in Tales of the Jedi, and this is the Yaddle from Tales. You can see just the difference between Yaddle and Yoda from the pilot episode of Clone Wars, that they're definitely from different shows. So there we go. Yaddle, this has been animated as well. Wait, this has been animated for this. Yaddle's got their hand on the puppy from Bad Batch. Okay, Tales of the Jedi. Locked in. But they didn't say Tales of the Jedi. They said Tales Anthology Series, which means there are other Tales characters here. Morai is not from Tales, that's Clone Wars. The eyes are a bit off to me. Hold on. What's the difference between 5 and 3? Good thing we kept this up. 5 is a loaf cat and 3 is a loaf cat. They show up a duplicate, I guess. Tales of Anthology Series. Strange Magic as well. I don't think I've heard of this. What is it? Strange Magic isn't even Star Wars. Strange Magic, animated film from Lucasfilm in 2015. Oh, so they did try it. This is why I haven't seen it. This is past. It looks a lot like Epic, from the mind of George Lucas. Is that where one of the loaf cats from? Where? Strange Magic. Where's the Strange Magic character? Because they all look quite fairies. Has anyone seen the Strange Magic character? Oh, 19 and 20. That's them. That's them from the poster. Sorry, spoilers. Found them. Bang and stuff. Oh, it's always the characters that don't have pages on them. LEP servant droid for 26. Saying that, 330 seconds. Where's 26? They're not exactly in order. Oh, they're from Clone Wars though. They've got a page. Star Wars just haven't found it. If we search LEP servant droid, LEP series service droid. Service. Notice how they say service droid and don't say servant droid. Nicer way of putting it, Star Wars. They're not servants. They're service droids at your will. They don't slave away. These service droids get paid as far as the Republic know. As far as they know. We don't tell them otherwise. Is the giant tail at the bottom supposed to be the Zillo Beast? Yes. Yes, it is. Dave Filoni taking over Star Wars as head director. Yeah, can't wait to see how it changes. I think we'll get a lot less Mando and a lot more... Clone Wars didn't wait for it to be perfect. Clone Wars grew along the way. So like rather than having Star Wars will return with episode 10 in like 10, 15 years, I think Filoni will kick things into action a bit more and go, you know what? You've got 3 years. Let's get this movie done and you can improve for the second one. There's no point dwelling on it. Get something done. Have the set. It's epic. Definitely worth the money. So many exclusive parts in the Star Wars logo. It's kind of crazy. It's worth the money. I can't say otherwise. It's just a lot of money to spend on a sign. When I'm breaking things down, maybe I'll build my own one, especially Clone Wars. I like the sound of that. All of these have Ryder Azadi's U-Wing. That's from Rebels, isn't it? Ryder Azadi's... Oh, it is. Yeah, that is an interesting U-Wing. Slightly modified. I think the big thing is the lack of engines on top. Okay, what number was that? 80. Here we go. I probably thought it was a Fang fighter with some modified engines on it. And then... yeah, the Chimera doesn't have... the Chimera has a page, and so does the Republic assault ship. That's the first ship we see in Clone Wars. That's a Venator. Wait, if that's a Venator, this is the assault ship. No, that's a Venator. But that's a Venator. And none of them are numbered, so neither of them are the Republic assault ship. 88 is the Republic assault ship, right? Bang on. Bang on. Banking Clan Frigate. That's got a page as well. All we need to do is drag it and look, Wikipedia. This is where... oh, Star Wars have their own data bank. At this point, Star Wars should just buy out Wikipedia and make it official. Everything in there is canon. You get so many people leaving the most random things. 11th Brother! Oh, come on, they're from Maul. And they only show up in Tales of the Empire. Where were they? 128. Remember that one, chat. Remember 128. And then you've got Kill Out. All right, 128. Let's zoom out. Who can find 128? Let me know where it is. Somewhere on there. Hopefully. Imagine if it wasn't. So from the Tales anthology series, we got Jedi, we got Empire. We didn't get Underworld, but that's only come out in the past year. They've probably been working on this for over a year, just trying to organise where the characters go. And I say that and laugh because it is quite funny, but it could be next to 129. No, I'm going to find 129. It's not. 12... No, you didn't know that, did you? Did you find? That was lucky that I found 129 that quickly. I didn't find 128. I had no idea. But 130, 131, 127. What if we dot to dot? Is this a secret message? The clones will return in 2026. We've discovered the secret message behind the Clone Wars poster. Someone's got to dot to dot it and see if it is a secret message. They've got to spell something out. Or like you dot to dot it and on the final press, your screen just ascends and you learn the secrets to immortality and how to become a Force Ghost. All right, let's chop off some of the ships so you can see the characters a bit better. Look at that poster though. Look at that. That's crazy. Crazy cool. Crazy awesome. A lot of work. A lot of work into that. Yeah, slopes are right back there. I'll do those after. I'll put those to the side. All right. Done with that. I thought 129 was just a guess, just potluck. But fair enough. If you knew it to be, I can't fault you for that. Oh, I also have a tray of parts I could sort these into. Ooh. Oh, I do. I probably have one of these white ski slopes from the rest of the build. You got one spare with the gingerbread 8080. Red lightsaber. Someone needs it. Do I even have lightsabers in here? No. They have a drawer. Any other parts that go in here? Actually, let's bring the drawers out. Like I said, don't want to be back and forth in too much. And whilst we are a considerable amount into the stream, I was showing this off at the start. It was on my desk. It's a official Star Wars coin. Metal Cupro nickel. A nickel coin. 8 grams, 27.3 millimeters in diameter. Oddly specific. 27.3. Is that from point to almost opposite point? Because no, in diameter it would be across the middle. So at what point? I guess it's got a somewhat consistent diameter. It's not the exact same, because it would be from like here to here would be the widest, and here to here would be the thinnest, then the widest and the thinnest. But it's got to be close. Anyway, I don't want to keep this sealed. Just like with Lego sets, I don't keep coins sealed. Might be worth saying in the future, but I want to see this. If I ever need to flip a coin, this is going to be the coin that I flip. Look at that. It's 3PO and R2-D2 in the corridor of the Falcon. So I can only presume that this is Empire Strikes Back. It's got the Rebel logo on top. Don't know if you can see that. And then it's got the King's Head on the back. 2023 this is dated. Wow. I'm getting all my fingerprints over this now. Let's put that back. Might build a little display stand out of Lego. That's cool. I've never opened it, so I must have got it. I think I got it last Christmas, didn't I? It's been so long since Christmas. When even was Christmas? Heads or tails? Heads or tails? Let's see if we can call it. Maybe we'll take Jedi or Sith. Jedi head, Sith tails. The poll is weighing Jedi majority, so I'm going to say heads. We're not looking for 3PO and R2's head. We're looking for the King's head. 3PO and R2 is tails. So what do you think? I tried not to see it. I've got it on the back of the hand. Oh wait, I can't switch it. Right, hopefully we can see. We're one in heads. No, it's tails. Oh no. I don't know what that means. We don't win anything. We don't lose anything, but it's the cooler side. So I think we take that. And then, but we'll keep it in the card so I don't lose it. So I don't mix it up with my other 50p's, because I have change somewhere. Maybe. Like under an old sofa or down the side of an old bed, maybe. Got rid of it with the equipment, but I'm sure I got some somewhere. Yeah, I might build a little Lego display. I have some coin cases for it, but I feel that one needs a special Lego display. Where do half these parts even go? Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. We were clearing up this side. Forgot about that. Tiles are, but Another tile there. Oh, and we also have more grills. And then 1x5. More jumpers. Forgot about these earlier. Oh, that's not a jumper underneath. That's a plate. Let's have a look. Yellow 2x2. So that'll be the same drawer as the black one. And then more brackets. More under brackets. More wedges. They'll be easy to flip away now. If I know which drawer. Yes. Oh, whilst I'm here. And then more 2x3s. Do we have any? Oh, no, we don't. We do now. Starting 2x3s. 2x3s, 2x6s are both in the same drawer, and so are all the plates. Now, what I'm hoping to have done is that does not look like enough room. That's not enough room on the side of the desk. Almost. And we cleared it. Only need to bunch them up a little bit. Hopefully half of these pieces go in here. We had a red mat. Easy enough. We got more coming out, and I was kind of expecting another anthology series. I don't know why I thought they'd make them yearly. Also, Strange Magic. Where can I watch that? Is that on any platforms? It's on Disney Plus. No. All right, there's homework. Watch Strange Magic, the kids' cartoon from 10 years ago. Is it kids? Story by George Lucas. After meeting Marianne, a fairy princess who is nursing a broken heart, Bog King's views. After meeting Marianne, Bog King's views on love change as he realizes that true love does not need a potion to blossom. Huh, okay, maybe. Maybe this is going to be a weird watch then. Huh. Directed by Gary. Anyone else feels that Strange Magic was deliberately set up to fail? Yeah, I feel like it's predictable. I feel like you know how it's going to go. It's going to start off weird and like borderline creepy. Then it's going to be real cheesy. It's a kid's movie, I think. That and also it's Lucasfilm. So you think 2015 like Rebels animation, it probably did pretty well just because of the way it looked. People weren't following along with it. It looks really good. It looks like how I remember Epic, and despite it coming around the same time, Epic did not look this good. Epic did not have these graphics. Epic wishes it had these graphics. Saw that in the cinema back in the day. Not more homework. Maybe you can watch this one whilst you're doing homework, and that is assuming you've got Disney Plus subscriptions. Otherwise, how are you going to watch more? It's not for everyone. But still, Disney Plus. Yeah, there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons. I'm not going to force a Disney Plus subscription on you. Save it for Lego if you don't want to spend it. Oh, bars, yes. Some of these. I've also emptied the drawer that was below this, had 4 tubs in. I thought it had 3. It had 4 tubs in. So I've emptied that out and we can now fit more bags in it, but it was overflowing with bags as is. So how many more bags? Don't know about that one, but it can fit more. It can definitely fit more. They go in a drawer, 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 drawer. Oh, more plates. Can't forget those. These are in bags, just not in this drawer. Slopes. There below it. I think that's it for this drawer. Even looking over Cobb Vamp's pieces, there's a few Technic. Not much for this drawer, so we can come back for that later. Goodbye. Speaking of Cobb Vamp, let's sort out these parts. Hopefully, by the end of this stream, at the very least, we'll have a nice clear desk. And then we can finish off the Falcon next time. Because we'd have a nice clear desk to sort it on. Would you be a Star Wars fan without Disney Plus? Yes, of course. I've still got all 6 Star Wars on Blu-ray, DVD, and the original on VHS. I should really either frame them or sell them at this point. Do I need that many copies of Star Wars? Well, what if I buy a video player and it breaks? I don't have. No, I guess I could play DVDs and Blu-rays. In my computer, I don't have a Blu-ray or DVD section though, so I've got nowhere to actually plug a disc in at my desk. Nowhere to plug a video in. Do they do video and Blu-ray players combined, like a combo? Because I think Blu-ray is out of fashion now. I heard Amazon, who bought MGM, have shut down the final physical copies of James Bond. So that 4K collection that many people were growing, 4K collection of James Bond, has ended with Indiana Jones's dad. I can't remember his name. Gosh, it'll come to me. It'll come to me in a minute. Chat will get there first. But yeah, you won't be able to finish your 4K James Bond collection, which I think sucks. Surely if they got this far, I mean, they're respectfully, knowing Amazon, they were probably running some AI model. They weren't doing it by hand. So why not just finish the lot and bring it out in a more expensive bundle for completionists? Why cut it? They would have known about this change ahead of time, especially if they had plans to go forward. No doubt they're still getting the full pay for it, or at least considerable money towards it in advance. Considerable pay in advance, but why stop it this close to the end? Really? It'd be like Star Wars doing the same thing and then getting around to the prequel, like doing sequels in 4K. They've done them all, but sequels in 4K, original trilogy, and then just not doing the prequels. Just finish it. You're so close. Finish it off. What Falcon am I going to work on? So I've got the rest of the Dark Falcon. We parted out the roof. We've got the front 2 mandibles and the base to break down, because I want to use the parts from the Dark Falcon to build a Vader monastery, Vader castle for Halloween this year. Might even play back through the Vader Immortal game on VR, because I love that. I only played through that once. I feel like it's story driven, so there's not much for a completionist to do. But there's some achievements that I missed out on and could go back and get. There's always something. There's always something in a game. Maybe a bit of the story, or like one reference that I'll play back through it and go, oh, they were talking about this, that, and the other that I didn't realize before. There's always something. Oh, that's not a tile. And that is a jumper. Sometimes you just got to tell myself, that's not a tile. Well, that is a tile. Sometimes. Bar elements. And the clip and bars. We put those away. Clips. Put those away. 2x4s can go straight away. They're right on my left. Makes sense? Right on my left. They're right on my left. Right on my left. My right, your left. My right, my left. Your right, your left. Something like that. It's too late for me to be thinking about rights and lefts. Lefts and rights. Oh, I just had a slope. No, that's an upside down slope. I just had a regular slope. Oh, it was still in my hand. Ah, Marvel Falcon. Oh, imagine a Captain America, like Captain America colored Falcon. You know what I mean? Captain America coloured Falcon. Let's leave that poster up. Sure, there's other characters that you haven't spot yet. All 112, 4, 5, 6, 8, 200 characters. 173. What's the reason behind 173? They run out of time, space. Ooh. Run out of Final Frontiers. 152 characters. What's that number mean? 152. Right, 20 years. So it's not how many months are in 20 years, because that's 240. 152. Has there been 152? There's been way over 152 episodes of like Clone Wars alone. Every season had 20 episodes. 152 characters. 152 seasons? Clone Wars had 7. Rebels had 4? 5? 4. I think Rebels had 4. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think Resistance only ran for 2. That's a movie, and that was unaired. So 19 series plus a bit. No, don't know where 152 comes from. That will be a mystery. Sean Connery, thank you. Henry Jones Sr. That's the one. Two by 2, 2 by 1, 2 by none. No pal. New pal. Yeah, they didn't include Maul as well, which, considering the trailer's just come out, I feel like they could have updated the Maul character. I didn't actually see. I guess they have. Oh, that's whoa. That isn't the Rebels Vader. Hold on a second. Where is Rebels Vader? Rebels Vader isn't where the Rebels are. Rebels Vader had like a big silver thing over these buttons. This must be. So this is the Return of the Jedi green and red, right? But there's no red button down here at the bottom. So this must be Revenge of the Sith. Which, this is definitely Rebels Palpatine. This must be Revenge of the Sith Vader. I can't tell if the robe looks like it's over the shoulder pads, which I think it was in Revenge of the Sith, because they had to line that up to A New Hope. Either in Revenge of the Sith or in Clone Wars Season 7. Clone Wars Season 7, I think Vader looked like this. Let's see. Do we get a look at the chess piece? I want to take it from the actual scene, but I don't think we get a good look. We do see, oh look, there you go. The robes are over the armor. The robes are over the armor. Do we get a look at the buttons? It's not Rebels. There are 2 distinct buttons up there. I can't see the colors. Yeah, oh wait, we do get a look. All right, there's red and what? Someone zoom in. Is that red and green? And then we have the green at the waist. That would give it away. Thanks, Vader. Holding his hands over the green. Yeah, I think this is the same, but it also looks like there might be a different color bottom left. There's like red, green, and maybe a green that they've missed out. Maybe there is meant to be a green down here, and maybe... Where's the Return of the Jedi? That one is showing. No, that's red bottom left, and Revenge of the Sith. Oh, that Vader's missing as well. I need to control my Vaders. Where are they going? Where are they leaving? We are psychoanalyzing this. I think Revenge of the Sith Vader is supposed to be A New Hope. So it's got the robes over the shoulder piece, which is the same as A New Hope, but they switch up the colors on the buttons because for different scenarios, you know, there are different lights throughout A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. A New Hope and Return have the same color schemes, the red and the green buttons, but A New Hope has the robes over the armor, and then Return of the Jedi has the armor over the robes, just like Empire, and Empire has blue buttons rather than green, which I think is quite a nice color change. Lego have only ever made Return of the Jedi Vaders, which is what they're making now. They did an exclusive Vader for the Rebel series. That one was accurate. And they've done Revenge of the Sith Vaders as well, which we did have before they switched to Return of the Jedi, which Return of the Jedi, modern day Disney are using more. The last sort of 5 years, we've seen mostly Return of the Jedi Vaders show up throughout the entire timeline, even when we've got flashback clips to A New Hope and Hoth. And flashbacks get away with it because, you know, it's someone's memory. Star Wars is meant to be from a perspective anyway, so they kind of get away with the mistakes. But we've never, ever got A New Hope Darth Vader. The closest we came was, I think the Rebels one had the shoulders covered as well, but that has like a big silver pattern. We've never had an A New Hope Vader, and I thought the Death Star was going to change it. I thought the Vader's tie this year was going to change it. I thought the set last year was going to change it. Maybe the big Vader will be the difference. I would laugh if they give us a Vader A New Hope big fig before an actual Vader minifigure, and they have like the torso print in that's accurate to A New Hope. But yeah, there's subtle differences, and Lego have yet to give us any. So maybe next year, for 50 years of A New Hope, we will get an accurate A New Hope. It's not even like it's an accurate A New Hope minifigure. It's not going to be accurate. I don't want to set our expectations too high, you know. Lego have their level of accuracy. I can respect that. And I'll be sure to fix it no matter what they do. But I'll be sure to nitpick into every, you know, finally give us the minifigure I'm asking for. I'll be sure to just obliterate that when they announce it. No, I'd love it. I'd love it if they gave it a go. And even if they did try and stylize it so that it works for different eras, because they're not just going to use different Vader minifigures for every appearance. That's not cost effective. But they could try. They could try. And another way they could do this is by giving us a Darth Vader armor piece. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I will be here all week. We need a Vader armor piece just to go over the shoulders, keep the cape in check, then just have a Mando cape flowing down the back. Oh, it could look so good. Get rid of that armor piece for A New Hope. That would work if we had something to compare it to. That would look quite cool, actually, because then you'd have more of a simple Vader. As he does appear, when the armor's covered, it's not as prominent. So they cover the armor on the minifigure, maybe they give us a Vader torso that doesn't have any buttons lit up on the chest, and it's just like a generic pad. Or they go with Return of the Jedi. And then when Vader's armor piece is over the top, they give us an armor element to show off. Is the original Vader from 1999 supposed to be the one from A New Hope? I tell you what, a 1999 I think is Empire. I think that's the blue button. Let me have a little look, because I know they've never given us an A New Hope one. Yeah, it's Empire Strikes Back. But I've never looked at, like, 1998 Vader, which came in that was it 98? The promotional Vader. No, it was the same torso. Okay, same torso. Yeah, we've had one with no buttons. Not accurate to A New Hope, but accurate to... This one says Rebels. I thought Rebels was just the big metal strip, not the single red button. Ooh. The original... Oh, look, here we go. Oh, there's descriptions. There's descriptions of all of the Vaders. Do they mention A New Hope? Between A New Hope and Empire... No, not that. Yeah, no A New Hope referenced in the Darth Vader minifigure. They reference Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Legends, Rebels, and so many more as well. but not a single one on A New Hope, which seems crazy. That's where Vader began. We've not seen an original Darth Vader minifigure, which is just nuts. Almost unbelievable. I wonder, is the Vader tin? We haven't seen an actual minifigure, no. The tin is Return of the Jedi. Celebration Vader covers that torso. Not a single one from A New Hope, which is a bit crazy that we haven't seen an original Vader. Like, how it's not something to slip under their radar. At that point, it feels like they're purposefully avoiding it. Lego have had Star Wars for coming up to 30 years. It's just gone 25 years, but it's coming up to 30 years. Make it sound a bit longer than it is. And no Darth Vader. Moment of silence for the A New Hope Darth Vader. All right, that's long enough. That's long enough. Which is from A New Hope. So, top of the head, I might be wrong here, but top of the head, A New Hope's Darth Vader has the material over the shoulders. Had an idea for that. Material over the shoulders. Actually, where is A New Hope Darth Vader? I've got the A New Hope Darth Vader. All right. Here's my A New Hope Darth Vader from the mock I did. So, A New Hope Darth Vader. Oh, A New Hope Darth Vader has the red button. Did I find Return of the Jedi Vader? Let me Google it. Does Return not have the button? Return of the Jedi Vader. Or have I mixed these up? Return of the Jedi Vader has the button all the way across. Oh, Return of the Jedi 40th. That's Empire. Is that not Empire with the blue button? Yeah, it's the original Kenner had the blue button, but that's because that was the Empire Vader. Or is it inconsistent? Let's see. Return of the Jedi is coming up blue. I'd recommend going back and watching it to find out. Empire is... Oh, is Empire just the red and the silver? No, Empire. So Empire, here we go. On Bespin, yes, red and blue. Then Return of the Jedi is green, red, and the red buttons all the way to the right. Which, if we find a picture of the recent Lego Vader, let's see what we've got. I tell you what, Brickpedia is a great place to go for photos of images. So I've got the Vader page. There we go. So this is the Return of the Jedi Vader. Green button on top. Sometimes looks blue, but it only looks blue in the Death Star. And the original Kenner toys had blue on it. But if it's mostly green, I'd take mostly green. So this is the Return of the Jedi. It also has the green on the side, does it? I've lost my place. Oh no. Okay, let's not break the stream here, trying to find this out. But yeah, it has the green button on top, the red below, and then the red button there. And then A New Hope has the robes just up here covering the armor. So you can grab like a black pen and just color this top corner out or paint it out. It also has a red button, which on the Tantive, the original Kenner toy, wait, here it is. The original Kenner toy is silver on this left button. No, yeah, this left button here, not this long bit, but the left button is silver, but that's just the glare from the Tantive. It actually lit up red on the original costume, and besides that, it's basically the same. Slide the red button over and cover these corners. That's literally the difference. Lego wouldn't have to change much of their printing process. They'd have to remove this section, so they'd have to fill that in or not put ink in that mold. The way pad printing works is they get the big like boob to suction the ink, but they have to fill the ink up first. So they would leave out those two corners, the exact same molds. Just don't fill those two corners. We might get the odd misprint with one shoulder. And then they're just onto the minifigure. And then with the button, they'd have to redesign it. So they'd need a different red mold. These plates aren't cheap, but when you're making as many as Lego, they're not expensive either. They can get really good deals on them. And that would be as accurate as Lego need to go for a New Hope Darth Vader. Honestly, maybe just add a material piece to this. At this point, I'm not fussed about the middle torso. Maybe they can just make all these buttons silver, because the difference between Empire... No, Empire's got blue buttons. That doesn't work. The difference between every other Vader appearance, even Revenge of the Sith. So Revenge of the Sith has Return of the Jedi's... No, it has a New Hope's buttons. All right, there we go. Final bit of confusion. Revenge of the Sith has a New Hope's buttons with the armor on top, because the armor was meant to be on top. Didn't like it after A New Hope. They improved it. But then Rebels is like, well, originally the armor was underneath, so we'll do that. I think Kenobi was the first content to come out where Vader used the same design as previously, because Kenobi's like that midpoint between Revenge and A New Hope, and Vader just hasn't met anyone anywhere near powerful to affect his armor in any way. Still hasn't run into Seer Junda at that point either. So his armor's like untouched. No Kenobi, no Seer, no Ahsoka, no changes. And then Kenobi messes it up. So he has to change it for Rebels. Rebels gets a distinct look. It then gets kind of messed up again. So he has to change it for A New Hope. Now we've got a Return of the Jedi Vader somewhere in the middle of that gets messed up, and it has to be repaired, so it's a different Darth Vader. The Darth Vader storyline, the Darth Vader timeline is a mess, but they make it work, and we need to get A New Hope Darth Vader. I think they just add a robe over the top. It'd have to go behind the belt, which is the hard part, just a robe that comes down, and I don't know how they'd work it behind the belt. That's almost impossible, because you can't add a utility belt with a cape going through it. And the cape does go in the belt, doesn't it? For A New Hope? Has to be some sort of belt. Otherwise it's just going to be free flowing. Yeah, it does go in the belt. So I guess the best thing you can do, if you're not fussed about the buttons, is literally those corner silver panels. Get rid of those. And you've got a pretty solid... That's a cheeky advertisement. I didn't notice that. It's colourful. I'll leave it. But they ain't paying me. They ain't paying me to put that there. Just so you know. And, you know what? Let's just hide that. Let's just hide that for now. And that's all they need. That's all they need. That is it. Which is... easy, I think. I don't see why it wouldn't be easy. Anyway, what Vader was this? Because this doesn't have any buttons on the bottom. So, Revenge of the Sith / A New Hope is the button on the left. Empire is the blue button. Rebels is the covered button. And Return of the Jedi is the far right, which is the same as the Jedi games. Is this Clone Wars? Clone Wars Season 7 is one of the latest appearances, or Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Empire, Darth Vader, it's Tales of the Empire. Maybe the buttons in Jedi are different, because yes, the robe goes over the shoulders and no bottom buttons are lit. That's our third Tales of the Empire character. Ooh, I don't have a Tales of the Empire Vader. I need to get onto that. Literally just covering one button from the A New Hope one. Wow, and I guess it is kind of Fallen Order era. Let's see what Vader looks like in Fallen Order. It's the same. It's the same, so that's why it's destroyed. There is a Vader torso timeline. So, Lego. The perfect Vader does exist. It does. The perfect Vader exists. You need to remove the bottom button. You need to remove these shoulders as well and give Darth Vader an armor piece. Then we have, because the buttons aren't always flashing, that's one thing. The buttons aren't always a light. In A New Hope, he turns off his entire system. So the buttons are telling him different things. Then we can have an almost perfect, if Vaughn's and Fox and Rex are passing through Lego's quality control, this Vader would be perfect by their standards and would allow the mod community to make their own custom characters. Rogue One is the exact same as A New Hope. Let me just double check that, because, you know, we're trying to be accurate to what we see on Disney Plus. Let's get up Rogue One. That's right by the end. And oh yeah, Darth Vader. I've just got a freeze frame of Vader with no buttons on and his saber. Let's see him hovering over. So Vader does have the far left button on, and it's actually like a silver, I think it's white actually, which again, it is red throughout certain scenes in A New Hope, but during the tentative scene, it does look white. Maybe there was a problem with the LED. Maybe they just didn't even put an LED in it. And the same belt lights throughout most of these costumes. So I think all these buttons at the bottom silver. Don't get too specific. We just want a Vader that works for everything. And then cover the shoulders, and where Vader has an armor piece on top, include another armor piece to go over the top of this. Not Wrecker style, we don't want it massive. That would fix the torso, because then you could have Vader's chest piece that's just printed in different colors. But that's a bit extra. Even for me, I think that's a little bit extra. We'll cut the line at the Mandalorians. Yeah, Rogue One, it works for as well. Although, hold on, did Rogue One not have the shoulders? No, it does have the shoulders. It's just a bit more prominent. Not in every scene. Not in every scene does Rogue One have the shoulder bits. When he's telling off Krennic, he doesn't, but then later on in the movie, he does. So that bridges the gap. He must, in a rush for A New Hope and the end of Rogue One, put on his suit wrong. That's crazy. Never noticed that detail. He wears his suit two different ways in Rogue One, but I think that's the perfect Vader. You cover the shoulders with a robe, give us an armor piece, and have a generic torso. Doesn't work for Empire, because you've got the blue button. But if we've got something like an armor piece on top, and you know it works for most Vaders, I think we can look over one version. Sat here complaining about no A New Hope Vader says he can look over Empire. That, chap, is what you call favoritism. Clearly I prefer A New Hope to Empire. If Lando showed up in A New Hope, that could be true, but Lando's too important. So in short, nothing in Star Wars is consistent. Pretty much. It was the TIE Fighter and Y-Wing set. Oh, that's a classic one. Yeah, that is from A New Hope. Vader's TIE mostly shows up in A New Hope. We get the Rebels A-Wing. That's a great set as well. Y-Wing versus Vader. 75150. No, that's the Rebels one. 75? Yeah, this is the Rebels one. It should be 4 numbers. 7150. There we go. Oh yeah, Lego wouldn't have results for that. That makes sense. But the Vader from that is an Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. Actually, why is it Empire Strikes Back? Because Empire Strikes Back didn't get sets for a while, did it? This is meant to be like an attack on the Death Star. I don't know if Y-Wings were there. I can't see why not. But I also feel like Y-Wings got lost. A lot of the Y-Wings got lost in the Rebels Andor story leading up to Rogue One. This is an Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. We don't get them anymore. I think a lot of the classic Vaders were Empire. And then the classic Vaders did have another variation that was an exclusive, but it might have been a Return of the Jedi version. And then we never got more. That was it. I think they deemed them not as important. Everyone was happy with the Empire version. Most people's favorite set. Did I watch the Traitors final? No, still haven't watched any episode. You know what? It is a little bad because I haven't given Traitors a chance. Like we have been watching. We're coming up. We must be like halfway through season 5 of Ninjago. We've been watching a lot of Ninjago, and so much so we haven't had the time to watch anything else. I haven't watched Percy Jackson's finale. Literally the last episode. We're falling behind on Fallout as well, but Ninjago's just that good. Ninjago's so good, we can fall behind on it. You know what I mean? It's just that good. Ooh. I like these parts. Nice rounded edge. So we've got a lot of catching up to do, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. It's kind of like I'm a Celeb. I never used to watch really any of that style of show because I want to watch something. Honestly, I'd just whack on Clone Wars for the millionth time. That was what I did, and that's still what I do. Lucasfilm isn't the only thing turning 20 this year. High School Musical. High School Musical. I think it's actually 21. Wasn't it 2005 that it came out? So it's like, no, 2006. Yeah. When? January 20th. Oh, a couple days ago. That's probably why Disney was streaming the entire movie to YouTube. Yeah, I watched through most of that. Look at that. High School Musical, January 20th, 2006. High School Musical, the sequel, August 17th the following year. So nearly 2 years apart. And then High School Musical senior year, which is the third one, October the 24th, 2008. So 1, 2, 3 in 3 years. Wow. Still love those movies. I watched the series of that, but I fell behind on that. I feel like I didn't watch the last series of that because I started watching a load of more Lego shows. They're good, they're good. The Lego shows and that. I think it's different when you grew up with it and watched it though. I feel like if I was to watch High School Musical today, I'd probably enjoy it. I think I still would enjoy it a little bit, but not as much. Because I think it's because I've got like commitments to other shows. Maybe that's why. Ninjago's hogging the commitments right now. We need to get on with the other ones. Ooh, nice little ice skate. That was in the old drawer. That one I remember. Find out 2 of the new Creator 3-in-1 castles today. Ooh, for the store. Good parts though. The big Creator sets are nuts parts pieces. Did you keep the minifigures at least? Or are you selling those too? For the store, did take a break to build the Brickheads, Balrog and Gandalf. The Brickheads are cool. There's not been many Brickheads released though. And I do worry sometimes because we'll go a period, I mean, September had 7 Harry Potter Brickheads. We got the Stranger Things ones announced. We got Angel at the start of the year. And we get like a sprinkle of them. May's coming up. We always get a 5-pack or a big pack of Brickheads for Star Wars and a solo one. They always do like a big pack celebrating an anniversary. It would be awesome to get a Clone Wars one. I do still want to see the clones, but who would they choose? Who would they choose for the Brickheads? Obviously, I'd say obviously it would be a Clone 5-pack, but they've already done Cody, Phase 2, and Phase 1 we've built. That's awkward. They could do Phase 1 ARC Trooper Commando. It'd probably be reruns. We've already got Anakin, Kenobi, Ahsoka. A lot of these characters, they could do like not unnamed Jedi, not main Jedi. But even that would be harsh. Rebels, actually, animation, they'd probably do a Mando pack. We got Mando and Grogu. They could do Rebels because Zeb's in the Mando movie. Okay, we've already built on the channel Sabine, Hera, and Ezra. But what if we get, first off, a what if show, please, thank you. What if we get a Rebels 5-pack with the gang, Hera, Kanan, Sabine, Ezra, and Zeb. Sounds like I'm speaking Simish. That almost sounds offensive to Sims characters. Zeb. But what if we got Zeb? Yeah! Zeb would be awesome. Brickheads don't like to redo old brickheads because they're so easy to part out. Even the expensive parts, like the printed pieces, are easy to part out. That's the correct container. Oh, that one's in the wrong one. Oh no, these are the longer ones. Okay. Yeah, what if we got a Rebels 5-pack? Thank you, Vaughn. Zeb. I knew chat would have my back. Yeah, sometimes we just got a Zeb. You know? Sometimes you just got a Zeb. Oh, I should upload. I do have a second channel that I just don't use. I should just upload a short of that clip, no context. Yeah, you know what? I might do that. I might revive it with just that clip, no context. And if you know, you know. Oh, sometimes you just got a Zeb, eh? Let's see what plates we got in here. Yeah, a Rebels 5-pack would sell well. No doubt about it, but would it sell well enough for Lego? Like, they're not going to charge £200 for it, so they're not going to make £200 from it. And going forward, that's my fear. Are Lego just going to drop it? Like, if Pokemon doesn't sell well, are they just going to drop it? Or are they going to actually try next year and advertise the kids program to kids? I love a collector's set as much as actually a little less than the next guy probably. There's a few big collectors in chat, but if you're not marketing it right, if you're not also marketing it for kids, it's just a sure way to kill it off. I can't see it going any other way, really. I need a peek. We need a behind the scenes of Lego, because they haven't done one since like 2016. Oh, it's been too long. Way too long. I think a Rebels 5-pack, and then as a solo, they could introduce either a blue squadron pilot, because we already have the X-Wing Luke, and people will use the X-Wing Luke design to make a custom Zeb from Mando. But if Lego was to put one on the shelves, it would be like when the 8-in-1 Batman set come out. If they were to list the parts, the extra parts in the pick and build, no, the pick a brick online service. I look tiny now. More people would have picked it up because you could just part out what you don't have. Here we go. No. Wait. No black plates. What? Oh, they're in with black, green, and brown. Do I really have that little black 2x2 plates? Oh, let's not come back to the desk empty-handed. Let's always have a drawer. That'll help us clear through these. This is all the Lego that I had on my desk. We might actually clear it. We might do. Even if we leave a few parts behind. I've noticed there's some black plates there. Whoops. Yeah, even though we've got the X-Wing Luke, I don't know if I finished that full. I might be repeating myself. If they had it on the shelf, more people would pick it up. Or they could do the other character in Mando. Although we have been getting like Luke, X-Wing, Cody, and unrelated. So Rebels kind of links to Mando. Isn't Rebels anniversary, is it? That was last year, 2015? Maybe a little bit before 2015. But for 20 years of Lucasfilm animation, if they can't do a Clone Wars one, they could do a Rebels one, Rebels 5-pack. Are they going to leave out Chopper? We don't have a C3PO. Maybe they do a solo C3PO. We have a C3PO. We have a great many brickheads. We have a C3PO brickheads. But Lego don't. So they could print the torso and do a 3PO brickheads alongside a Rebel. We're trying to predict the May brickheads as if there aren't already like rumors out. Does someone know what the rumor is? There a rumor? And if so, does someone know what the rumor is for the May brickheads? Because if it is Rebels and 3PO, that would make me more optimistic about the other sets coming out in May. I don't know why I'm in the big screen. Let me, the little screen. The little screen or the big screen as I'm zipping back and forth. What other brickheads are there to see? Rebels, 3PO. There's so many Star Wars characters they haven't done, but whenever I bring it up, it's always the same handful of characters. Because 5 packs for anniversary, you think like movie 2016 is the anniversary of Rogue One. Do you think we could get a we didn't get an Andor brickheads for the Andor show, so 10 years of Rogue One, they could come out with a Jyn, Andor, K2SO. Saw Gerrera was a popular one with the anniversary minifigures. And we know Mustafar Padme was a popular character, so they gave us a brickheads instead of a minifigure. We've also got 5-pack Jyn, Cassian. Oh, they could do... Hello there, Semi-Brick. Welcome, welcome. Who else could we have from Rogue One? We could have Jyn, Cassian, K2. I think maybe not Bodhi Rook, maybe Baze Malbus and Shiru Imwe. There'd be a good duo to add. They'd round it off nicely. Oh, whilst I'm here, what do I have that can be evicted from this draw? Ah, nothing. Actually, no, the brackets are too small. We got too many slopes. I need a second slope draw. If I go draw by draw, we should go through it all though. No flowers, no 4-length brackets, no food, no helmets, no bars. Wow, bad draw to pick. Can the figures be damaged yellow because of the LED lights in that display? No. So, actually, I've got a video. I've got a video that explains it. I did have to script parts of that video because even I don't know the science and I love chemistry, but I love learning about chemistry. I don't know chemistry off the top of my head. If you search Master Mouldie's son, you'll come across this video that I will link in chat. It's a good watch. 2 months ago. Not gonna lie. Feels like a lifetime ago. But this video that I've linked in chat is can you fix sun damaged Lego bricks, and my tips on keeping them out of the light. It was when Mustafar was getting popular again, so I feel like set fire to Lego bricks, I should probably try and protect them. And it turns out that it's the sun, specifically the sun or UV light. So if you have a UV torch, these are regular LEDs, not UV. You can test them out because you might have glow-in-the-dark minifigures. Any of these glow-in-the-dark? No. I don't think Star Wars is very popular with glow-in-the-dark. One way to check is they'll have a faint glow when you turn it off. None of them glow-in-the-dark. I have a few glow-in-the-dark bobbleheads though, and they used to be displayed in front of this, and they don't glow afterwards. So easy way to check if the LEDs are UV or not. And the UV reacts with the brick. It doesn't just cause yellow in, it also it causes lightening of darker colors. So the whites will yellow, but you'll notice dark greens, browns, blues, dark red, and even dark gray will lighten as a result of it. And it's because of the SPF. It's like the sun cream they pump into these bricks that yellows it over time. Really interesting topic. There are a few things you can do, and a few things that we tried to do in that video to protect them. So if you're worried, give it a watch. But yeah, as long as they're not in the window, this frame has been on that wall, which is a sunlight wall, for ages. And I did have the covers on it. I put the acrylic covers on it quite soon after putting it back there, because I was worried about the same thing, about the light seeping in through the curtain. And out of all the white figures, ceremony layer, the rarer droids, none of them have shown any signs of yellowing at all, which is good. It's if it had been the other way around, there are some really wacky, like imagine the I Heart New York Yoda. I think it's bottom left down here. Imagine that with a yellow torso. It needs to be that Lego off-white. Otherwise, it starts looking a little weird. Yellow. It looks like Yoda's spilt something down his torso. No one wants that. But yes, as long as they're not out in the sun. Usually, same with minifigures on studs. As long as your minifigures are staying down on studs. I've seen people have Star Wars figures from '99 using like the old grey legs and even some dark red. I haven't seen brittle brown. I guess you'd be looking at the old Chewbacca. Even then, that's dark brown. Maybe like the early Ewoks would be something to have a look at, because they got shorter legs that are prone to cracking more. Just math, top of the head. I don't know if that's true. That sounds right though. And yeah, I wonder if you studded them down, if they'd be all right. It's just a constant on, off. And actually with minifigures, as long as, there's a cool tip. So with minifigures, keep them out of the sun, and any Lego shouldn't yellow. And also with minifigures, always make sure they're going directly onto a plate. With Vader here, I have a million of Vaders, so if this goes wrong, that's all right. You want to put Vader vertically down. So you want to put Vader straight down on the plate. If you were to like line up the stud and then bend Vader around like that, that then pries the legs apart. And we also thought that studs were, we did revisit that, right? The studs with the holes in, we thought would be slightly smaller. I think it's the opposite. I think they're slightly bigger, because I didn't end up changing them all in my unit. I think that's what we found. But we've done a few videos on the channel. If there's anything else you want me to have a little look into, I love taking a look at the architecture of Lego and the chemistry behind brick compositions. Not only does it allow me to flex my skills in certain areas, I'm not all-knowing, but I think I know where to look. When it comes to chemistry and that, I know where to look for the answers, and have to test it myself. Like the fact that we know that Lego is very much flammable. Been there, done that, nearly set the studio on fire. That's yeah, that's building Mustafar. We actually set Mustafar on fire. We'll have to do it safer next time. Not do it. We'd have to do it safer next time. I'm about to get banned from being anywhere near a Lego store. Lego about to put a restraining order on me and the bricks. Have glow-in-the-dark figures. They always light up in your room when you turn the lights on, really bright. So UV doesn't necessarily... Oh yeah, that's a good point. UV, because the top lights work. Why don't little LEDs work? But because this light that I've got on now does set off glow-in-the-dark. But they never glowed in front of this unit, because I wanted that to be the case. I put them in front of the unit, hoping they would glow. But you're all right. The main light does set them off. How does Lego glow in the dark work? It's different to Funkos. Funkos need a bit more oomph. I'll have to look into that. All right, that's probably too long to get into in the stream. But I assume it's the same as any animals. Is it like bioluminescent and phosphorescent, something like that? Yeah, there's a bunch of materials listed here. Not just UV. Oh, Lego. So So long story short, Lego doesn't just absorb UV, but also other lights. Just less so, I guess. Huh. I didn't know it worked with regular light as well. So UV is what breaks it down still and stops it glowing after a while. So if you're, well, I mean, you have glow-in-the-dark figures, do they get any dimmer? I don't know how long they've been lighting up. Do they get any dimmer? UV reactor. Yeah. I know under UV light a lot of the translucent colours do show up as well. Welcome back, Vaughn. That's yeah, that's slightly different to glow in the dark though. It's like when you go to a one of those like fun houses and anything you're wearing that's white or something will emit the glow under the light. That's what the transparent, especially transparent neon colors, they're very glowy like that. They're very glowy. They do glow. They have been known to glow. They will glow. Door rails. Oh, ingots. Yes, we got one of those. It's your lamp. Yeah, a lamp I don't see UV. I mean, does UV, can it be emitted from the bulb? So typically halogen lamps, the old style bulb, do emit minimal UV, but like that's not going to affect your brain. I mean, technically, maybe millions of years down the line, it will affect your bricks, but like, you're not going to notice it. Yeah, some are smaller. But even then, halogen bulbs, fluorescent bulbs are apparently the worst. They do barely any UV, and LEDs just emit none, almost none. It's none with a little star above it. But yeah, it's probably enough. That's interesting though, because if it's enough to set off the glow in the dark, but not enough to harm the bricks, there is a line there. There is a line, and is it because of the UV, minimal UV ray? The UV ray like pokes through the glow in the dark, and then the rest of the light is just sucked in to that brick. Very scientific method here. Yeah, I mean, technically, as Google's top link from .gov. Oh wow, .gov. This is probably some back alley corner of .gov, but all light emits UV radiation, but the level to which, okay, have I got too many tabs open? Is this the level to which the UV radiation is? It's almost, you wouldn't be able to record it off. You wouldn't be able to record it, full stop, honestly. You just wouldn't be able to measure it. If you had a UV meter with a little clock dial, it would just be like vibrating on 0. It wouldn't say there is some, it just wouldn't say there isn't some. That's what I've seen from a quick Google. Did we just do this draw? I think we did. We got some of these slopes. It's interesting how it glows though. You'd think that because glow in the dark things are temperamental, but then this light has been on near enough all day. So when I turn it off, I can see there's a few glow in the dark Night Sisters over here. The proxy from Force Unleashed, that glows with the eyes and the wires. There's the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon, that glows in the dark, and they will glow. But they haven't had enough UV. They don't glow like they've had a UV torch on them. We have a UV torch, and that makes them really glow. Like that almost makes them look like they've got LEDs inside them. They glow crazy with with a UV torch on top. Lights don't last long, usually putting some new batteries, and at some point yours are gone. Oh, I like UV LED bulbs. We've had the bulb in this light for ages, but the one just outside our room keeps going. And we thought it was like a faulty wire or something. It seems to be fine. It's just some bulbs work better than others. If you can get an energy saving bulb, or like one that you can control from the app, a lot of our bulbs are app controlled, then highly recommend it, because it makes it a lot easier to work with. Not only can you turn it on and off from your phone, since having an app controlled bulb, whenever I go out the room, I'll just like have my phone with me usually, so I just off, coming back in, on, or like voice activated. Whereas the light switch, especially where the light switch is, any of you remember when we first put up the clone wall? That's the light switch, and we had it covered. We had it covered by these hexagons, so I couldn't get to the light switch. And yeah, turning the light off was just impossible. So we had to upgrade to a smart bulb. Oh wait, fire's in the first drawer as well. Oh no, I forgot a few of those. Well, these are the ones though. Yeah, we had to upgrade so that we could actually turn the light off and not just burn through bulbs. For most toys in the early 90s, they used a special paint that would catch UV and glow when the lights turned off. A lot of it's built into toys, isn't it? Lego have glow-in-the-dark like plastics that even if you chip away will still glow. I think they've only done a handful of minifigures for it. I know Nearly Headless Nick is one of the few minifigures from the Chamber of Secrets. I don't know any of the others though. Don't know any of the other minifigures. There's probably a skeleton. I feel like that, like a skeleton, a mummy, or a ghost. There's definitely one of those. No taps, no other pins, and no studs, no? Oh, wait. Those. No 2x2s, no studs. Oh, one stud. Just the one. Rounded plates, I think, are in their own drawer. Again, if I was pulling these up to the camera, I should be able just to fold these away. Oh yeah, we haven't moved on to that second drawer. One stud. Bonk. And what's in the rounded plates? Oh, 2x3s, yes. Nab that. Ooh, got some stickers to pull apart. Must remember they're in there. 2x3s. Boop. I don't see you. Let's see. Oh, here's the accessories. Okay. I feel like a revolver's more of a weapon than an accessory. And the cups and food have their own. Oh, I got excited. But we'd have more. It's handy going through these one at a time. Because even though we're missing a few things, we're covering most of it. What did I need from here? This. Also have a display that's near the window, but no sunlight hits the figures. Yeah, even with this display on the side, I think it's about 7 studs. No, 8 studs thick. It's 7 studs because it's got the back and then it has a little space out the back of it. So it's 8 studs thick. And that should do enough. We used to have a unit that had a side up here covering the city for when the sun was coming in that way. Doesn't really do that much. I think the monitors are probably in the way. And I have to have the blind open. But yeah, as long as you can get them out of direct sunlight, they should be fine. It's annoying because the best wall really to display them on is the wall with the massive window there. If you had like a little window that you could Also, actually, these windows have a protective film on them, so I don't think it would matter if things do get left out, like white mechs on the desk. Or I used to have R2-D2 for like a year on the desk, and there was no yellowing to the back of the buildable R2-D2. There's quite a few white things actually, even like my brush, that's white. And that's got no visible yellowing. I don't know, non-Lego products probably aren't protected for the sun a little bit, so they don't yellow. Hello there, Angelito, welcome. It's odd what works and what doesn't for Lego. And a lot of the time, oh, the voice is going. A lot of the time it is trial and error to find out. Hello there, Bevel. Welcome, welcome. Let's find where the fire went. I think this is everything from this drawer. I'm sure there'll be something that I've forgotten. This is the drawer that I cleared the tubs out of the back. And we've not got any of the tubs. So they used to be like this, crammed in. And now they can just spread out a little bit. Got the old members tiles before they were printed. They were just coloured in. That goes back some years. I promise the other member tiles from Christmas are coming. When I get a second to do them, I will, I'll make a video on it. At this point, you're all due a video. All the members that have waited. Rounded corners, they're halves. Although there is a corner in there. Actually, whoa, what are we doing? There's 3 corners. Can't be having that. Don't want them all to fall out, but let's just collect those. Put them in the right one. Clearly couldn't find the bag that day. Oh, thank you. Semi-brick. Thank you very much. Most of the yellowing on sets are from oils off hands. Yeah, a lot of... It's surprising how many sets look like they've yellowed. And it's the reason I was so close to buying that yellowed Imperial shuttle. Because if you actually clean it and if you just rub off any surface grease, that could be a white set underneath, or at least less yellow. Maybe not perfect, but you know, better condition than it looks. But you just have to get all the stuff to clean it first. And yeah, would I rather do that or just try and build it myself? It's a hard question to answer, but usually I'd rather build it myself. Oh no, this... Wait, where are the other brackets? We have the 1x2 down brackets. Here we go. Tiny little bag. These will hopefully be filled when I have finished parting out all the other builds we've got. A lot of them are bricks, but some of them are actual parts like this. And actually, I'm thinking of getting rid of the bricks from these drawers. I don't see bricks being used much in Lego's future. I can see the future. There are no bricks. Only plates. Only money. Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. Yeah, I don't see Lego bringing bricks into it much, because Lego sets used to be blockier, and now there are a lot of angles, wedges, and not a lot of plates. Maybe they'll get rid of them one day. Well, maybe they'll stop using them in Star Wars sets. I feel like they already have. Maybe the smart brick is just a play to get 2x4s back in sets. Imagine the smart brick is just a way to get bricks. They stopped the smart brick in Star Wars sets. Lego don't include the smart brick. Or for the sets that don't include the smart brick, there's just a grey 2x4 with translucent plates on top. Stop, we're giving Lego ideas. Bought the BD1 set, awesome, great set, for €4 on eBay with the figure. Figure's still exclusive to that set, because BD72 come in the Advent. That's a great deal. Like a 90 quid set. I also saw though, that wasn't a very popular set when it was out. It was on sale a lot locally, which was surprising. I think it played to a niche, and that's what we needed for Fallen Order. Like a BD1 set would have sold better than the Mantis, even if the Mantis had some top tier figs. BD1 was awesome. Still is. My partner got BD1, so that's in the other room. Still built. I wanted to break it down at Christmas to build the blue one, but I didn't have to. Built the gingerbread one instead. Got away this time. Where are the other brackets? Oh, yes, need this one. Oh, and more minifigure accessories. Always handy. We had Chopper last year. We had R2-D2, or Little Arthur, the year before. We had the Ewok as well last year. We're meant to be getting another Yoda. I think that's one of the sets that have been pushed back to 2027. What droid do we think is next? I think it's too late for B2 Emo. That should have been in the height of Andor. I think coming out with another BD droid, too repetitive. We've seen the figure enough. We don't need an excuse for that. And we've already got BD1 if you want to make BD72. What other droid? We've seen R2, we've seen 3PO. We've just got a BB-8. They could redo like Dio. I've run the numbers. Dio, Mouse Droid. They're all too small to actually sell as sets. Unless they do Dio with a Mouse Droid and other small droids and do them in like a bundle, a little display. Maybe add a Star Wars sign behind them. The centerpiece for your buildable droid characters. Again, let's not give them any ideas. I don't know what droids I don't know what droids I'd go with next. Probably like an oversized mouse droid or something that breaks the chain. Dio would be great to have for a collection. Or like RJ from Young Jedi, again, tiny droid. Lola from Kenobi. There's got to be like a Clone Wars droid, like 3PO-esque. The Senate bots. The Senate bots. Oh, you can't see the fig. The Senate bots from the Clone Wars. Lego would never. They couldn't. I mean, if they're shifting away from kids into adults, you never know, but no, they can't do that. Any other plates? Any other plates? Ooh, we missed that bracket. A lot of tiles, no. Ooh, one plate. One plate. Then we've got the black plates that I completely forgot about a second ago. Whoops. In you go. I think they're in the right drawers. That's why pieces end up in the wrong drawers, because I don't look and I just throw them in. These icing parts are awkward. I had a few Ziploc bags spare, so they're going to get their own bag. There's 2 more on the BD unit. They will go in once I pop all of those out. No. There we go. And for Ziploc bags, if you do store any parts in Zeb. If you do store any parts in Ziploc bags, I'd recommend piercing the bottom 2 corners just with a little needle. You can't even see where the hole is, and that just allows you to squeeze the air out of them if you're storing them in drawers full of other parts. Hello there, Lucasio! Welcome to the stream. These as well. These go with the slopes, not bricks. Oh, there's more. There's more brackets. Lies. Deception. Every day, more lies. So the slopes I will do after the fact. Snot brick, again, right local. That's next door. Chairs, local. Not next door, but somewhere near the floor. Boom. Giant crate in there. I will remember that until I forget it. Also, I think we have the 1x2 cut slopes in here. because we have a ton of them in white. It'll be one of the white bags. No rounded parts. No. I might have moved into these are like broken droid parts. I got a few spare torsos where legs and arms and heads have broken. Few broken heads in there, which are great as clone accessories. If you do have a broken battle droid head, I'd recommend keeping it so you can add it into the hand of a clone trooper. Look, even more just droid bodies and such. And printed parts. You get rid of that. But no cuts, no cut tiles. What? If it ain't in there, it must be in the top one. Oh yeah. Right away. Another bag we missed. Gotta remember that they're in there. And these. What else is in here? I think everything's going to end up going in that drawer. What's my most expensive item in my collection? I have most expensive figure. Most expensive figure. If you were to count like just official Lego pieces, I think it would have to be the Yoda. I mentioned Yoda earlier. Wait, let me fill this bag. If you wanna let me know in chat what your most expensive items in your collections are. We don't need values, but you know, we will probably get a good idea of what the value is. If it's Lego Star Wars, it's higher than it should be. Where's Yoda? The right one. There we go. Oh, can you read the torso? Probably read it better on here. New York I Heart. Because it's one of the rarest. I think it's one of the promotional ones that would have to be one of the rarest. I'm just going to leave that out in the open. See, look, that guy. That one. That speck in the background. Probably my most expensive. Shockingly expensive is the white prototype Boba, which is just... Is it the back top here? No. It's... Oh, you can't see that far. Where did the mouse go? Is this. That's the white prototype Boba Fett with a custom Django standing behind other figures. I mean, Darth Vader is allegedly worth like £200. I think he's selling on eBay. Not worth that. Where did I get them? Long time collecting Lego. I don't like using the word collecting because I don't collect it. I only like the Endor minifigures I've recently parted out. Use the Endor layer to make Legolas, and I want to use the Luke for maybe even a Rebel Trooper. Use the Luke for. Yeah, a long time. I got the book when it came out with Boba in it. I got the Orange Spaceman in a book. That's a pretty rare one because you can't get the parts on Lego Online. I don't think you couldn't back in the day, so it was only in the book. Have almost every Star Wars figure from the last 6 years. Congrats. That is an achievement. First off, genuinely an achievement. About half from the decade before. Wow. And before that, yeah, I think you go back too far and you're either collecting, you know, antiques when it comes to the Star Wars figures that are that old, or Star Wars hasn't been around too long for anything else to be antique, or you just collect modern versions. There are some characters pre-Vizsla. Pre-Vizsla's a good one. Oh, Boosh. Boosh is a figure that I would love to collect for my bounty hunters. I have Zuckuss. I think Zuckuss is probably not that expensive, like 30 quid, if that. I don't think people are paying more than 20 for Zuckuss from the 20th anniversary set. And I have a few of the anniversary minifigures. I don't have them all. 9num, I'm still trying to find a T-num head that I can use for my custom, because I've got the torso and legs, dual molded legs actually, on a body there, somewhere on the bottom too, and just need to get a head for it. Just need to get a head. And then I've actually got the helmet. Got around 700 figures. Crazy. Yeah, I think each Star Wars figure has got to be worth at least like a tenner. I think the average for a Star Wars figure is probably a bit lower, like 5 with the poly bags, because that's what the magazines are worth. But some of the expensive ones are quite high. In that unit alone, there's so many figures. Probably 400 or so figures just in that. And then we've got all the hexagons. We've got my armies elsewhere. This head, again, you can't see. Let me sort that out. This minifigure head down here, that is full of minifigures, most of which are Star Wars. Any non-Star Wars figures in there? No, all of which are Star Wars, and it's filled almost to the brim, just of armies. Oh, that doesn't look good because it sloped backwards. Ah, you know what? It's almost filled. Not quite. I could get another 2 bags of figures in there and like fold them into the head. Oh, 6s. 6s, 8s, and longer. Sometimes I just fold it through the gap and hope it lands in the right drawer. Minifigures, no minifigure parts. No, some battle droids, we want to keep those around. I do have a few minifigures, like, actually that was my custom Toothless. Not Toothless. Oh, who's the Toothless rider from How to Train Your Dragon? I'm going to try to remember and not look at chat, but feel free to let me know. I'm just going to sit him... Hiccup! Hiccup, thank you. Thank you for letting me know in chat. Hiccup on Toothless, and there should also be a few other figures around here, but I have like ninjas as well. That this isn't the coal that I want for my display, so I might take the helmet. I think a lot of these figures are common Ninjago figures. Do I have any other ninjas around? Oh, there's one from a magazine that I got recently. I don't think I'll be using this one. This one's got a cool sword, that's why I wanted that. And the back piece is pretty cool too. Wonder if you could fit a stud in that, because that looks perfect for a stud. Let's just pull that out. Let's give it a go. One bright red stud, because if you could fit a stud in here, that would allow you to clip on non-swords. I know Kai uses a sword in Ninjago like all the time, got the fire sword, but Jay uses nunchucks, they'll be hard to clip on. Cole has a scythe at the start, and Zane uses shurikens. Let's see. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the creaking. But not only does it fit, and I mean, it fits, like it's legal. It might be putting a little stress on it, I don't know, but it fits in and it blocks one of the swords. But Kai can still get one main sword in. So if Kai wants a sword and a scythe, that's pretty cool. Any Ninjago fans, if you want to remove the stud as well, then yeah, you might need a brick separator. I'm going to use mine now just to pop it out. You can get a stud in the back. So then on top of this stud, if you want the armor, but you want a scythe attached, you can add a clip to the scythe. Nunchucks are going to be the worst. Nunchucks you might as well just hold in Jay's hand. But you can even get a shuriken on there. That is what they're called, shuriken, right? That is their actual name. You can't do it with the swords though. No, I wouldn't recommend. It doesn't go all the way in. It just sits on top. You could attach... Do they have jetpacks in Ninjago? It's like a Boba Fett jetpack could attach on that. Or a custom one. You couldn't get Lego's official one. But that's awesome, you can get a stud in there. You could even attach the dragon wings. There's something you can attach. Maybe that's more Ninjago friendly. Less jetpacks, more swords. It'd be cool to know how much... hold on. 19 of the Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. For just $15 a pop. That's That's fair enough. That's a great time to army build as well. Whether you're army building collections or letting someone else army build. It's a great way to do it. Because there are people that will pay the price of the set just to get it without the figures. And then you'd probably want to use Kai's dragon. But then you get the dragon on the back. Kind of awkward. There is that little bit of space in between. You can get, oh, you can only get one sword on. But if you want the armor and the dragon, that's cool. That's cool, it works out. Wow, not only the sword is cool and the armor piece, but also the backpack. Who would have known? Definitely keeping the helmet of this guy though for a Cubone custom. Not a massive fan of Cubone. I like how Cubone showed up in Detective Pikachu, I want to say. Maybe I'm thinking of Cubone's original Pokemon cameo, but I think it was Detective Pikachu that had Cubone. That's the way to do it. Buy it on sale. Oh yes, definitely. It'd be cool to know how much your collection's worth, but never bothered, because in this hobby, to build and tell stories, yeah, don't bother with the resellings. You don't need to know what it's worth. I think I can understand why people like to keep a catalog. I've always said myself, I would love to be able to catalog every piece I own on a site that isn't going to go down every few times a week, and be able to run. Maybe I need to test out Rebrickable's feature. You know, I haven't tested it out, and I should see if it is any good at stocking parts. Because if, as a mock builder, if I'm able to take a look at a set and compare it to my parts, not only see what I already have and can be parting out, but then can also see what I need to order, what parts I don't have in stock, that would just streamline streaming. I'd then be able to order those parts as I need them. That would be cool, but that's the only real benefit to it. And then when I get asked, oh, how much are the bricks worth? I can then pull it up and go, you know, so much. More than I paid will always be the answer. I think it should. I think it should always be the answer. If you end up paying too much, it's a bit taxing mentally, not just on all the parts. Oh, this was in here. We've had this bag out a million times, haven't we? No, not this drawer. The left one. Yes. This one. That's the one. Boop, boop. Sometimes buy Lego thinking you'll resell it, always end up keeping it. We've invested a few times in Lego to try and resell. Try and mainly parting out. I buy so many parted out pieces. It is something that I would like to do one day, because I feel like there's less and less people doing it. I mean, a lot of the bigger Lego resellers, Bricklink, are shutting themselves off to like 35 or so countries. So there is a dwindling audience for it. It's not dwindling fast. I would like to kind of put back into that, but that I think is probably when I'm building less. I'd be able to do that more. Corner tiles as well are in here, are they not? Are they not? They are. This top drawer, you know what? I want to keep it out, but I know when I keep it out, I'll no longer need it. I'll keep putting it away. One of your favorite figures is Quarry. Oh, that's a figure I'd love to pick up. Probably not high on my list, but that's the sort of figure if I ever see out and about, I'll be like, when am I going to get that opportunity again? That's from a Rebel set, which probably wasn't produced as much as any of the original trilogy Empire Strikes Back Darth Vaders. That is a great one. Never watched the show. Yeah, but he's a mechanic. Made the red B-Wing prototype. Yes. Definitely should watch the show. Unless if you know that, you've probably read up on it. So that makes sense. And Quarry also showed up in Freemaker. And I think Quarry showed up in a book. In a Non-Rebels book as well. Sat down and went through all your Star Wars figures, listed them up, Spent like over 5 hours. Yeah, I don't think I'd be doing the same for figures because I've got so many figures that I've made customs of or parted out or, you know, messed up one way, not messed up, customized one way or another. I have a droid leg here, but the droid the leg is for doesn't have the other leg. It's got a black leg from the Advent mock. That's why. There we go. There's Ahsoka's droid with biblically accurate legs with a little white feet. So that will probably go in my collection, but because it's got customized legs, I normally pop the legs off of droids. If they have white legs, they get popped off. I've also done it to some other droids. So I think I'm going to give this droid a base plate and add them to my army wall. I know droids aren't much an army by themselves, but I've got the clone, the ARC 170 droid. Oh, what would look really cool is if I had a 327th clone trooper standing behind this droid. That would look cool. All right, I'm going to put that next to Yoda because I don't know what that means, or I'll forget about it and put them away. Got the Peacock and Lion from the new minifigure series. They're definitely all underrated. I think they're all going to be underrated because usually people will, there's a few not issues, they're not issues, but there's a few difficulties with the new CMF. Animal lovers will be picking up entire boxes because so many of the animal CMFs can be swapped around to make other animals. I've seen some wacky mocks as well using like body parts of them. And oh, we've got that part. Yes. And then you've got, oh, we got that part too. Oh wow, this was the wrong drawer, but I found so many more parts. So you've got animal lovers that are going to be picking up a ton of the CMFs. You're just walking in, grabbing a box. You've got custom peeps, like with the cat. I think the cat is the worst one. Perfect time. I think a lot of people will be taking the cat and making like custom Maries. The cat has potential. It's the worst cat Lego I've ever done, but that's because they've just done really good cats. I don't think it's bad. It's just a white cat. It's simple, and simple isn't what you want from a CMF, but it does fill the gap. If all the CMFs were complicated, none of them would be complicated. They'd all just be regular CMFs, and I think that would take away from it. That it sort of diminishes the light. Not light, like it's a Star Wars balance of the Force. Oh, snowflakes! Yes. Yeah, if all of them were too good, they'd be too good. My favorites, the lion I want because it looks cool. I can't tell you, I don't know if it is because I'm a big fan of Lion King that I want the lion. Maybe there's some psychology there, but the lion and the lizard. I want the lizard, I want the frog as well for custom minifigures, both of those. And then the peacock, the parrot, the frog just as a regular frog looks fun. But mainly the lion. The lion and the lizard are hot on my list. I have ordered, we said when the CMF come out about just ordering random ones, and I ordered a random, like I ordered this, so there's no way I could jinx. I had to pick it up. It was the final one that Argos had, and I picked it up, and it was the Dalmatian, which was #1 on my list for the custom spot. I'm still looking at torso and legs to replace them. And I'm hoping that I place another order, and I'm hoping that this CMF is the lizard. I think announcing that on stream should bring us some luck, but it could also backfire and we end up with the not the lion. We could end up with like anything but the ones that I want, which still wouldn't be a problem, mind you. They're all welcome. And I think every time I order Lego, I'm just gonna add a CMF in there and see which ones we don't get by the end. I have to assume that'd be the popular one. Like I could, if Argos had a few more, I could ask them to see them and ask me to see them and scan them and get the one that I really wanted. Because a lot of people are, I guess for someone who's not as outgoing as I can be, it is quite scary just going, oh, can I see this before I buy it? But I don't mind. I'm like, oh yeah, let me see that. Boop. Oh no, do you have any more? Do you have ones that aren't the white cat? I don't mind it. I don't know where these brackets are. They're probably hidden in one of these drawers, but I can't find them, so they'll go on the pile. Found Quarry's head mold, but dirt cheap in brand new condition. I did that with Return of the Jedi. Oh, hang on, what's the Mon Calamari from Return of the Jedi called? Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. I did that with Akbar. I picked up the head for like 6p. The classic head. No, it wasn't the head. It was the torso. I picked up the torso for like 6p, the original torso, and it was early on into my buying a Brickling. So this is probably lockdown era, and then no, I must have already had Akbar's head from Force Awakens. But something happened and I ended up taking the head of the Force Awakens Akbar and adding it to that torso. Maybe I got the second head. Maybe it's the head that I got in the Ghost. I can't remember what triggered it. But yeah, I had that torso for a while and then ended up swapping them out. And I am so happy I did, because I much prefer the episode 6 Akbar to the episode 7. If I ever need the 7, I got the torso to swap it back. But I don't think I'm going to be needing the episode 7 Akbar, especially because he's not really in 8 besides that one scene, and episode 7 I think he's probably only in 2 scenes as a background character. Not real. I mean, he's not background character. I mean, is Mon Mothma a background character? I'd say yes for the main Star Wars movies. Oh, Sith have taken over the majority in the poll. Sith or Jedi, for those of you that haven't heard. Can't stop messing with Kenobi's Delta using the old 6x12 wings, which also have in dark blue for Plo Koon. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Kenobi's Delta. If I was to bring that to the desk, it would go away looking different. I had to stop at some point. The temptation. Turn the lion into a Luna figure from the beginning Quidditch match. Oh yeah, we have the lion mane. We have, I have a duplicate of that Luna from the CMF. We used Luna's figure. I think we created a Luna for Hogwarts. We might have a few Lunas hanging around now. And I use Luna's outfit. What's she wearing? I use that for something as well. But I didn't use the lion head. So I could just make a lion head. Buy the head molds whenever you can for background characters. I need to do that with Gamorreans. Got a few of the Free-Eyed Yak. Oh, Reese. Yeah, $8 each. Yeah, Reese is expensive, but Reese is also a brown, like in a brown costume. So it's probably a fragile figure from the original one. That's a good one. I would do that, but I printed a custom Reese for Skeleton Crew because I wanted to chop off one of the eyes. I'm not doing that to a Lego minifigure. And a lot of the characters that pop up have modifications. That's the good thing with 3D printing. You can add, you can alter it without altering the piece. The Quarren from Skeleton Crew has one of the tentacles chopped off. Again, I could saw that off a Lego figure. I just can't bring myself to do that because I know to someone that figure is going to be worth a lot. And I just can't sit there destroying it on camera. And like, there's a handful of people at least just crying on the other side. I can't do that. I'd probably be the one crying watching it back. Just had an idea to do a clone minifigure series every day for however many figs in a series. Oh, clone. You could go years on a clone a day. I do want to do a series because I did Vaughn. And the next episode was going to be Fox, because I've already done a video upgrading Fox's torso. Actually, I think I added the Karma and visor. I think I did nearly everything to Fox. I do want to give Fox the Star Trek look on the shoulders, just a white, like, shoulder armor on the figure. I think that would look good. And maybe even like 3D print a design where I can just stamp it on. That would be easy. But I was looking through the clones, and I think I'd continue the series with minifigures Lego haven't done, because everyone has done a video on Fox. I haven't seen anyone do a video on Captain Rex. We said yesterday Captain Rex's elbows are incorrect on the printed arms. Look, we barely got Captain Rex with printed arms, and then we got Captain Rex in a Y-wing. We can't complain. But if we were to complain, accurate arms would be cool. Maz Kanata is underrated. One of the oldest and longest surviving characters in Star Wars. Yes, Maz Kanata. I love that set. The Maz Kanata, Maz's Castle from Episode 7. The play feature on that. It's not an amazing build, but it's got a really great feature in it. That was a good set. Oh, more Technic. Where do you go? Oh, I don't know. Let's have a rummage through. It should be here somewhere. It ought to be here, but it isn't, as Kenobi would say. Didn't find that, and I have I don't think I have any dark orange or like dark nougat tiles full stock, let alone in that shade. I don't think they exist. I'm gonna say it. I don't think they exist. Not in my collection, they don't. We need to upgrade this Ziploc bag. Look at that. Yeah, I have the lion lunar head mold. Why haven't I made a lion? If we don't get a lion in this order, I might make a lion minifigure with that head mold. Thank you for reminding me, Vaughn. Just had an idea. Oh, yes. Yes, the clone series. So I want to do a series where I make named clones. And maybe I can cover... I was going to do Fox, Rex. Cody's already been done. There's nothing to fix Cody. I guess Fives I could do a little bit, because Fives has those 3 stripes that look like the Maul Shadow Lord logo on his head. So I could do Fives. I feel like Fives would also fit in with the next clone though that I want to do. Again, not going to spoil that. I have done another clone, and it's a very similar change. So what I might do is do a video asking for clones. You don't have to tell me now in chat. I'll do a video with the upgrades for Rex, for Fox, for any other clone commanders that we've got. Like for Cody, I might just gloss over them again because we've already spoken about them. And then I'll use the comments to make the next clones. And we'll just keep going until we've done every named clone trooper. Because there are ones like Kix, who's a medic for the 501st, has a medic sign on him. I don't think he's too different from the 501st. Actually, no, he is different. He does have the triangle. All right, bad example. Dogma. Dogma is one of the easiest customs. It's a Jet Trooper helmet on a 501st torso. Something like that. That'd be good. But if we can make our way through to the harder ones, Kix I think is a harder one to make, because that would be a complete custom. But that would be a fun series, just to run through them all and end up with every single clone. That would be awesome. This I'm keeping out for the AT-AT because I want to add these joints into the legs. So where will I remember this? With the AT-AT. Tell you what, I can't forget it if it's underneath it. I'm going to pick it up and it's going to drop. There's definitely a bag for these. I just can't see it. Oh, no. Might not be in here. None of them. I feel like it should be one of these bags. 2s, 4s, 3s, and bigger. You know what? I'm going to put it in a bag in here, but just like loose on the top. And then if I find out where that goes, we can take that out and I'll know exactly where it's hiding. Same with some of these. So these are in a bag. They're in a bag front left. Look, didn't even need to look at those. This is them, right? No, these are the corner ones. Ooh, They must be second in. Yep. Stream luck doesn't always hit. May the bricks be with you, Vaughn. Thanks for hanging. Any other? Let me get up the CMFs. I'm trying to think of the other. The parrot, the peacock. The parrot, the peacock. Okay, I've got the image up. I think it was the parrot, the peacock, and the frog that I said. Although I think I said the parrot, the frog, the lion was my initial one. Peacock was 4, and the fish was 5, because I kind of knew I'd be getting the Dalmatian. And then, yeah, I don't remember. Well, are there any other parts? These I'm going to do after stream. Same with the, you know what? I think we leave it there. These are the only parts I can put away now. It is coming up to cut off. Let's just get the CMFs up for one last look. Parrot, frog, lion. We got the Dalmatian. Kind of want them all. Kind of want them all. The monkey, the dolphin, the bunny. I already have a bunny, but I don't have a tan bunny, and this looks like the cute bunny set. I'd paint over the white cat to look like Marie. This bunny, it looks like that bunny with a folded over ear. I have a koala. Actually, the koala would go great with the koala animal from the Zoo Ranger. Oh, do we have... We have the minifigure frog, parrot, monkey, dolphin, dog, crocodile, bunny, fish, cat, koala. We don't have a Lego peacock. Do we... Why is it showing the hemisphere? Peacock? Hey! We have a big Lego peacock, but we don't have a peacock creature. All right, changing my mind. As good as this figure looks, don't want one until Lego come out with a peacock, and I'll have to pay like £10 on the aftermarket because it gets popular then. It's got some nice printing. I like this towel. This towel would actually go really well on... There's a CMF minifigure that's a performer, a singer, dancer, which it goes really well with Izzy's hair, and there's a same colored tattoo on the arm. This is like a CMF mashup of my fiance, who used to dance, still dances, but used to dance, you know. And I feel like the peacock towel, as part of, originally it come with a material piece that would just flop out over the back. I feel like the peacock towel, if you could get it between the hair, the color scheme is almost perfect. It's the same dark turquoise, and purple instead of blue, but the blue complements it. The blue does complement it quite well. So now I want the peacock, and I'm going to give the peacock towel to this performer, and just have a peacock towel. What's a peacock towel usually look like? So distracted at the end here. What's a oh wow, I might have to get a dinosaur towel to go on with this peacock towel. I have the Dalmatian towel. I can paint that. I can paint it dark turquoise. There you go, and just have it like floating around. That's crazy long. I guess it's just the towel concertinaed up. Yeah, wow. That one doesn't look as big, but I don't think that's a peacock. That looks like a different bird almost. Maybe that's a female peacock. Huh. I'm now going to watch a million videos on peacocks whilst I put these final parts away. But that is all for today's stream. Petition for Mouldie to use the word Zeb if he's stumbling in a sentence. I'm going to keep that up. Keep an eye out for that. That's gonna pop up. I'm just gonna be talking in a video, slip up and think I say Zeb, 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 and just cut. No context. If you know, you know. But thank you so much for hanging out whilst we sort parts. Tomorrow I will be going live a bit earlier. Did I download Lego Batman 2? I need to check that out. But we'll be going live playing Lego Batman 2. on the run-up to the brand new game Lego Batman 4 coming out March sometime. I don't know, I'm not getting paid to say it. I don't remember the date the mall comes out in, let alone the date that the Batman one is. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and may the bricks be with you always.